I am here vibing with a man who hails from one of the most talented musical families in Jamaica's history. He would have also made a name for himself as a famed producer, audio engineer, A&R, and bass player. His parents named him Richard Browne, but we know him as
Shams the producer.
Father Shams.
Big up my G.
This is the rhythm. Yeah, deal, sir.
Me there, man.
It's a joy, man.
Same here.
We give thanks to this, you understand?
100.
One of the man them out here where do some work with some people probably up front, especially some of the younger people them would even know the greatest, but we're gonna fix it here now. It's great to see the man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. And
Give
also, it's also again very nice to be sitting with a man who hails from, for me, in terms of what they have done, the greatest musical lineage in Jamaica.
See
Yeah,
you.
man. Big up yourself, man.
Give thanks, man.
Teach them! Always make sure the message I reach them!
Talk to us so Father Richard. Early life, place of birth.
Early life, place of birth, alright. Hailing from Middletown. I want to tell you, enough people think it's an uptown thing, but
youth.
to me, Havendale was more of a Middletown.
Uptown, that
No, man, long
Oh,
man.
yeah,
Because, alright, Manningsville Road.
Yeah.
Alright, Rampton Close was the road, right?
Yeah.
Which lead to Manningsville
Yeah,
Road.
man.
So, yeah,
So,
so
the ground, man.
scene, right. So, and as we talked about earlier, I
Right.
attended Meadowbrook Prep. So, yeah, so I grew up, that's how I born and grew, Rampton Close, right? So, me and my twin brother, Robert Dubwise Browne. And we went to Meadowbrook Prep, and then from there we left and went to Jamaica College.
JC,
Yeah, man. Big up the college man, them. Blue Bloods, you don't know the thing.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Cool, man. And it's only one sibling you have?
No, I have a sister too.
Okay.
Well, we have a sister, Sudan.
Okay.
And she famous in the dance world because she dance, you know. We play music and she have a dance company, a company named Beam, B-E-A-M.
Oh, some music. Right, true, bro.
Straight through.
Every aspect,
Straight
in every
through.
respect.
Straight through.
Yeah.
Straight through.
But I know you said that you're kind of mid-town. So me, I say uptown,
Yeah.
but you know, we still ask the question, how were things financially while you were growing up?
It wasn't the greatest, but I can say that we weren't lacking. You understand? So we got what we needed.
Okay.
You understand? As kids growing up in that kind of Middletown space there. Yeah.
Lower uptown.
Yeah, even that, yeah.
All right, sir. All right,
So, yeah, we got what we needed.
yeah. And you grew up in the house with both parents?
No, you know, mommy and daddy kind of separated when we were pretty young, but dad was always there.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, because right now a film studio we're there now, so so dad was always there in our lives.
Yeah.
Same way.
And as I said, Dad, I guess probably some people out there, I guess a lot of people will know, but some won't know that your father is the great Glenn
Browne. Yeah, man.
of the Browne bunch.
Yes.
Yeah?
Notorious bass player.
Yes, man. and you see, whilst we're here too, just give us a quick rundown of, the history of your dad and your uncles in terms of the music.
Okay, all right then. So it's 5 brothers. We have to start from the grandmother. So their mother, grandma, she...
Blessed lady, man.
Yeah, man, Grandma Browne, or Grammy as we call her now. She is the one who really started the whole musical journey with the brothers.
Okay.
So the first born was my father,
Father
Glenn. Then following him was Dalton. And following him was Noel. And then Uncle Clevie, then Uncle Danny. So let me kind of break it down now. Yeah. So Daddy, Glenn Browne, him bass player, him play for Ziggy Marley, Jimmy Cliff, Taurus Riley, Lucian, a bunch of people.
Very inspires me seeing the research, and I'm sure.
A bunch of people.
Yeah.
A bunch of people. And him produce as well. And then following him now is Dalton. And Dalton is known for being Freddie McGregor's MD, musical director for many, many, many years. And then now... Yeah, yeah, exactly. And then now we have Uncle Noel now. You know that he was one of the men who started the whole computer sequencing thing in music. Yeah, man, he was very technical, and because me used to watch him sometime, him set up his computer and I do the sequencing and things. So yeah, I'm the bad pan that. And him was around Kestra Brown, him a new name student and all of these things. And then following him now, you have Uncle Clevie, which is the notorious dancehall duo Steely and Clevie, right? And well, me no need to call out for them accolades. Everybody knows Steely and Cleavy. And then following that now is Danny Browne, Main Street Cool, Red Rat, Goofy Buccaneer, Chrissy D, and the list goes on. And then remember say Uncle Danny transition to Christianity now, where him kind of pioneered the dancehall gospel in Jamaica with Prodigal Son and the rest of them we used to power with them too.
Greatness, man.
Yeah. And I can't leave out my twin brother.
Robert.
Because Robert started out playing guitar with Bujo.
Right.
And then he, no, lie. I think he was with the Marleys first because he used to play guitar with Julian Marley. Them time the Junior Gang was a part of Julian Marley's team.
Okay.
So he used to play for Julian Marley, then he moved to Bujo, then Shaggy, and he's been with Shaggy as a Shaggy guitarist for years. So
the next question we will ask are kind of probably null and void still because so you're born in a musical family, see? But a whole man born in a family with music and they not bother with that. Yeah, what was that thing that kind of pulled you into the music though?
Me never like academics. I think that is the best answer. Me never like school, no, but in a real life, I think I can't explain it because I have cousins that not in music, like them just not interested. So I can't say it's because we grew up around it or grew up in it. It's just something because what me and Robert used to do, you know, is before we even touch our instrument, we used to have some toy swords and stuff, and me used to take it up and hold it like a guitar. And I sing bass line and them thing then I play. And Robert actually started out playing drums, so he used to get drums, he can just beat up the furniture in the house and them thing there. So, you know, it's inborn. It's just a blessing. I don't want to say a gift. It's more of a blessing. Yeah.
You can go back to the first and you actually see whether your uncles or your father musically.
I can't say the first time, but what sticks out in my memory is that because as mentioned, mom and dad were separated. So dad was here and his brothers were here. And we used to come and spend time down this house.
Cool, man.
So what we used to see now is Brownie Bunch set up in the living room, clear out everything in the living room, set up the full band, and Brownie Bunch are rehearse.
Must have been nice, man.
What do you mean, man? So we grew up, I watched them and I listened to them. So that too is a part of the inspiration.
And you made mention that you went to Meadowbrook Prep and Jamaica College. But somewhere along there, you became involved in a band early out.
Yeah, we had a little
Positive
band.
Crew?
Why you do research, man?
Look at it.
All right, now, so that link up there now is from in prep school, and I think is like the last grade 6 or so. Me and Robert used to always, you know, we have an instrument that we can play now and these things, but another musician have 2 sons.
Okay.
Right? And they went to Meadowbrook as well, and they actually live right near the school. Another musician that everybody know, his name is Wallace Wilson. He passed though. His name is Wallace Wilson. And he have 2 sons. He have 2 sons. Wallace Wilson Jr., which is Rat, and his big brother, which is Troy. So we know them through family and this and that, and we all went to the same prep school. So Troy used to always come to us and say, "Oh no, one jam, man, oh no, one jam." And we say, "Yeah, man." So he used to come up at our house by Rantam, that's now. And we set up the drum set. We get one of Uncle Cleaver old drum set. So he must set up the drums now, and Robert did get the guitar and start play guitar now. So I succumb Positive Crew did form. So it was myself, Robert, Troy, and Travis, and we did get another keyboard player. We did get a keyboard player, and that's how we start. But even before that, like the band did start do a lot of stuff. Well, a lot of rehearsing. Cause we never do many shows. What we did was we played at the school. Used to have some pantomime and play on these things, and the little band used to play for the pantomime.
Okay, cool.
When Troy them did start go Meadowbrook now high, and right before their graduation, so he was in about 4th or 5th form. Him and the choir master lady, she named Mrs. Coke at the time. Him and her did close, and she knows him play music, and she know that he was in a band. So we ended up playing for Meadowbrook's high graduation. I think it was once or twice, 2 years in a row. My band, you know, the whole way set up and play for the graduation.
Nice.
Too.
I know that you're, in terms of probably the instrument that you play the most is the bass guitar, but was that the first instrument you actually learned to play?
Yeah, man.
Is it that because that is what Dad played, or is it just that you just that sound you love?
I just that me love. Anytime a song come on at the bass line first me hear, me no hear nothing else. Not even lyrics me hear. Up to now, up to today.
And what other instrument you have acquired down the years?
Keyboard.
Keyboard. Oh, so bass and keys.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Positive Crew, which became, I think, Crew
Just Crew.
eventually. Yeah, and that was how long that lasted for though before it kind of, you know?
It kind of fizzled out when we started touring. So between Robert touring, Troy touring, cause Troy did end up start play for Killer, and cause him did a band named Mob.
Mob, okay.
Yeah. So him did start tour with Killer, and Robert was touring with must be Buju at the time or whatever. And then I did start come studio every day now, engineering and all these things. And it's just, you know, over time, and I guess we weren't moving as a collective anymore. Things have just changed up.
Did you guys do any form of recording as a band?
Yeah, man. We did do album, man.
Album?
Yeah, man, we did do album. Cause I remember them days, that are the focus. As a band, you come together. You not think about singles.
That was never actually officially released?
I don't think so.
We're going to do it, or who want to do it for?
We produce it.
Oh, we want to do the
and
production?
with Daddy's guidance, of course.
Yeah.
And it record over Main Street same way.
Hey.
Yeah, man, record over Main Street. I want to tell you, some of these tracks were recorded before Main Street was built. The studio was actually in the little back room around there, so I used to call it One at a Time. That's where Uncle Danny produced Oh Me, Oh My, Maddy Maddy Cry, Granny and them tune with Diggy and some tune with Red Dragon. In one little room around at the back.
Oh Me, Oh My with Granny itself.
Yes, man. In one little room around, that's a 16-track recording.
Tell the boy room, man. Jaja, yeah.
Yeah, so...
I never know someone actually did some recording though, man.
Yeah, man, we record, man, and album and these things.
Yeah. But you now started to go around the studio while you were still in school.
Right, and that is where I kind of fell in love with dancehall, excuse me, fell in love with dancehall and engineering. I want to tell you, so like my last year in high school was when the studio was being built, and I used to come down here, and in the small room here with Uncle Danny, and I used to see him around the mixing board, and I was like, from even we were kids, we used to go studio with Browne Bunch, and we used to either watch the drummer play or and buy the mixing console, looking and fascinated by the board. So when me, because as a youth, kind of timid, so I not really mess around with, you know, you got big studio and engineer that day, you're not really mess with things. But when Uncle Danny now is like a more intimate, and I'm a family, so
right.
what that do and what this do, but mostly observing, you know, and it's really some learn. But he inspired me, Uncle Danny, by just me watching him do him thing, and I say, yo, I love this. That is what I want to do.
And even before we continue your journey, something where I'm going to beat up myself when I think about the interview later. The Bloodfire Posse is also an integral part of the family history, man.
Yeah, Uncle Danny, man.
Father Danny.
Yes, man.
Break this and get this.
Yeah, man. All right. No, yes, all right. Because I was going to mention it earlier too. So, Crew now evolved into more musicians and thing. And the lead singer for Crew is related to the lead singer for Bloodfire Posse, not Paul Blake, Scatter.
Oh, okay.
So Errol Bannick, which was the lead singer for Crew, is actually Scatter little brother.
Yeah,
and I want to tell you the most interesting way how him end up being the singer, because it's not even because of we know Scatter or anything like that, is when we used to rehearse over my house at Rompton, how them houses stay, the house them there right there, so they have a gully that separates the garrison from the residential area. All right. So when we rehearse in another little back room, then the music used to go over there. So, and one day we there rehearsing and thing, and somebody come tell us a group of boys outside, like about 6 or 7 boys outside, and over the gully them come from. So when we go outside, I say, hey, what do you want to hear? Like, why? I say, no man, we hear some music over here, and we want the music too. And so one same one learn to play this, and one same one learn to play that and this and that. And so I said, me teach you how to play bass and thing. You know, because we encourage youth them and thing.
Definitely.
So me play teach and this, but at the end of the day, none of them never really serious. The only one that did seem really serious was Errol, which was the singer. But at the time, him the tone deaf, like literally tone deaf. When we sing a note, he must sing something else. And we say, no, I eat this. But Errol was determined, and him turned out to be the singer. And again, with the guidance of Daddy, he did steer the thing. Errol, a bad singer. He's in California now and he might do him thing on the circuit over there.
Yeah. So whilst later down in your high school life, when you started to go to the studio, after school basically, observing, and you became an apprentice around there?
No.
No?
No, I never started the apprenticeship officially until I graduated.
Okay.
But what used to happen is, so during literally the last couple of months of school, when we have exam time, then I would leave school and come down and watch Uncle Danny do some stuff. And Daddy was producing stuff too, so we were, a part of that. Daddy was like, play the bass line, man, or program the drum, and things. So
yeah, I learned the thing from
I learned the thing,
angles.
right. And then by graduation, now, which would have been July, the studio, Main Street now, they finish bill. And me leave school now, and Daddy come and I say, yeah, so I want to say college and thing, and all in my mind is, what kind of college you talk about? Music. Me ready, me done with school, me no want to do nothing I have to do no college business.
Yeah.
So me just start come down every morning, and this is the big difference between me and my brother now, where I'm a respect and love him for it. He took like a year after school, him just stay home every day and practicing guitar. That's why I'm so bad. Me now, I love play bass and thing, but I'm more of a reggae bass player, so I never like jazz or none of them. So I never depend on practicing and thing. Give me some Bob on the album and me swat Family Man bass line all day long, and me love that. But then me love the engineering thing. So Robert stayed home after we graduated, playing guitar every day. I'm coming to the studio every day because that is the environment we made the love.
And when you started coming around Main Street, who were the resident artists there at that time?
Resident artists, they were Stitchy, Lieutenant Stitchy, Papa San, Junior Tucker,
Lady G.
Lady G. Degree was always there too, yeah. And it's
Richie
like
Stevens,
after,
I think, was a part of that as well? After, okay.
So because this was 93 when we graduate high school and start come down. So we are talking like Richie them now, Janet and Rap them now like 94, 5, 6, they're about 4 or 5 them kind of.
They came in the second.
But Rat used to come down to, he was 1 or 2 years behind us in school.
Okay.
So when you graduate, him still was going to school. But him used to still come to studio.
Oh, I'm just about that voice.
Right.
Okay.
But him used to do 1 and 2 demo too, in his school uniform, because he used to come around, man.
How long was it for you now? How long it took you to really become comfortable with the board and with the studio, and you did start actually take voices yet and them something there?
Not in that first year. It took me like 6 months before them start say, Shams, you can do the session.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's about 6 months. I've just been there watching, the thing. I put on tape, take off, because them time they're real to real.
Yeah, man.
So I put on tape, take off tape, clean down the board, zero the board, and them thing there.
Yeah, which was the first project you kind of, get the opportunity for really and truly lead band?
I cannot remember at all.
Yeah?
I can't remember. I honestly can't
Somewhere
remember.
in the research though it says
because
I think Scandal was the first project you kind of...
Oh, you mean in terms of Main Street label?
Main Street, yeah, man. Not your side yet, man.
Oh, no, I thought he was talking about prior to Main Street stuff, because between 93 and 96, 97, I was just the engineer.
Okay.
So I was engineering a lot. Because even quarter to 12 on them rhythm there. Red Rose, quarter to 12, Red Rose then produced it and it's over Main Street.
Oh, so Red Rose was doing work at
Main Street, and I was his engineer here. Same time Red Rose booked the studio, me the engineer. Loving there, my thing, nobody gonna mess with my ding-a-ling. I was the engineer for that song.
Okay.
So recording engineer,
yes.
Bob would have come in and mix.
Okay,
So between 90, so like the end of 93 when I started doing sessions on my own, you have certain clients that would say they want Richard to work. Because they had 2 engineers, myself and David Cole. So some clients preferred David and some clients preferred me.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
So were you working with Shams yet as a name, or is after that come?
All right, so it's after that come now, which it is a good segue, because mentioning Red Rose, I really him make me get the name there.
Oh.
Because doing sessions with him, he do a bunch of sessions, and if anybody know Red Rose and his crew, them love card people and run joke and pair them something that them go on with. And after a couple of sessions, again, Rose film team like work with me as an engineer. And after a couple of sessions, one day Red Rose look at one of the man and say, "Hey, you don't know what him look like?" But I said, "What you talk about, Rose?" He said, you know, the little reindeer upon the baby sham buckle. And that him look like, you know.
You the little reindeer that blow boy, yes, sir. We gotta look by it out with you.
No bother with it.
True,
Don't bother with it, sir.
No, I true, man. I'm good representation that with you. You know, Scotty? Oh, you look for it.
So when Rose said that a baby sham, then they start calling me because that was a drink.
Right. Baby, right.
Right.
Champagne, the drink me
baby sham. And then now, so them call me baby sham, and then we found out that there's an artist named Baby Sham little after. Right. And then people used to just, you know, again, you know, Jamaica, the Y culture never come out yet, but you used to get gunshot when you say certain things. So they must say, you call man baby, boy, gunshot for you. So them drop off the baby and just call me Sham. And then try same one now that we used to play drum. Him have a habit of adding S to people's name. Because we have a brother named Dirk, him call him Dirks.
Okay.
So everybody I call me Sham, him call me Shams. So I just work with that because I wanted to separate the whole baby Sham and the Sham because Sham did not drop the baby too.
Right.
So I use a S instead of a C, and yeah.
Your favorite?
Watch that shall laugh.
Yeah, man. So now you were getting, you know, some schooling, doing some sessions with Red Rose and I think Flower Gun and Daddy Lizard them used to also come out.
Exactly. So you know the thing.
Red
man.
Dragon them and them
yes,
man. Good schooling, man.
Yeah, man.
And as I said now, the research said during your early tutelage period, the first project that you really and truly stepped out on from Main Street was the Scandal Rhythm.
Shellian. If you
Goofy, I think Goofy have Fudgy on that as well.
Yeah, but you mention him name because I hear me just go for call. If anybody asks Goofy, I gotta tell everybody say him make me mix that rhythm there.
Oh.
Right. Me not gonna debate upon this Goofy.
Yeah.
But if Danny never want me mix it, I wouldn't mix it.
You wanna mix What was your first big Main Street you were allowed to really and truly, you know, get involved in and get the thing out there?
Yeah, well, apart
from the Red Rose things and them something there.
Yeah, but Uncle Danny used to do a lot of projects for Japanese labels.
Oh, okay.
A lot of cover songs, Christmas album and all them things, and I used to mix those songs too.
Okay.
But as it come on to like, you know, the dancehall culture in Jamaica, Scandal Rhythm was one of the first ones for Main Street that and it's not even say I sat down and mix it and everything and then Uncle Danny just take it and go put it out. Right. Because him not work like that. So him have to come in, so I would do the balance and then him come in and set it to how him wired and then him can run the mix them.
Oh, okay.
And him run some mix and then I remember me and Goofy was in the studio when we run Fudgy mix.
Okay.
So yeah.
Which were some of the other, you know, big Main Street projects that you were involved in before you actually started, you know, doing some production yourself?
Scandal, Rotten Rich.
Heavy Metal?
No. Did I mix heavy metal? No, me never mix heavy metal.
Okay.
Right, because at that time now, if you notice, T.O.K. is on that rhythm.
Right, yes.
So I had met T.O.K. within that year, so I did start working with them.
Okay, we were going to come around to that one, the sequence kind of set away. You would have learned from some of the best in the business. You would have, you know, spent your time, I guess, taking bits and pieces from everybody around and them something that eventually now you met T.O.K. What's your memory of the first time you actually engaged with the group?
Before I go there, so you mentioned something that I need to expand on.
Yeah.
Because you said learning from and learning from. And I always have to give credit to two engineers in particular because it's watching them, observing them and working with them actually made me develop my sound and my appreciation for mixing. And the number one person is Stephen Stanley.
Oh, the great Stephen Stanley.
Stephen Stanley is my mentor unknowingly.
Okay.
But I've done many sessions. I may talk some 18-hour session with Stephen. Stephen come in 7 o'clock at night and no left till 1 o'clock the next day.
That's my personality.
Yeah, man. So Stephen is the first one and Bulby York is the other one.
Bulby.
Because I love how Bulby mix dancehall. Stephen is a clarity type of engineer where you hear everything and everything a punch and kick and when you come on to dancehall, Bulby are the vibes, man. So them two engineer there, yeah. And obviously Danny Browne too, because I did some stuff. So T.O.K. now, very interesting story. So the property where the studio is in the back, was in the back of the property. The front of the house was rented to Squeeze from Miller Canary Sky Disco.
Sky, yeah.
So the front of the property was rented to him, not for a resident, but him keep the sound there.
Okay.
So all of the sound man, them, the selector them and thing used to come cut dub there and him set up theme dub studio in the front room.
Okay.
So some days now I walk in for go do sessions and thing, I'm used to hear this harmony over the pan a dancehall rhythm. And I say, yo, that body man, I'm always I wonder who that, but me figure say Squeeze do them thing, me not gonna really go over the car, you know? And then one day now, I believe TOK had come to the studio for say them one voice for Danny. I don't think I saw them that day.
Okay.
But what had happened now, so by that time now, so this was about 96 I believe, 95, 96, Robert did start work at the studio as Danny's assistant. So he used to put together demo tapes and rhythms and things for get artists. Long story short, TOK one voice for Danny, so we said, alright, put some rhythm on a tape and give them for go write some song. We put Danny rhythm them on the tape, but me now, just build my first two rhythm, me I say, hey, rhythm I go out there for audition artists. That's two I hear thing them on it too. Chinatown and Gypsy went on the tape. Give them on them. Remember, you know, I don't remember seeing them to give them the tape.
Right.
Me just remember the night now, I see 4 youth walking. And me I say youth, but the whole of we are youth same way.
Right,
Because we are the same age. 4 youth walking, I say, hey, we come for voice for Danny, you know, we write a song for him with him. So I say, okay. So me as the engineer now, because I'm me the man there, so. Because I'm my space, you know, and you come for Danny. No man, me there, no, and me I got audition you. So I say, yeah man, come in man and put in the tape. And me I say, yeah man, maybe man I say, Danny we come for. So put in the cassette now, I play the thing and it's like the man them I resist them I say, Danny we come for audition for. So me I say, am I read him that? Man I say, you heard him? I say, yeah. Bro, you see when I go and press play, all now me I get cold bumper think about it. You see when the four man them open them out and DJ and harmony brother, me I say, I only me hear on this every day. Me never hear that in my life. Never. And me I say, yo, this bad. Me I say, yo, me never hear nothing like this. Them youth are bad. And then it was later and me realize now, say even from them standpoint, them say when them get the rhythm them and go in at the car go listen. And them sit down for a writing session for write. The man them say them play one rhythm, yeah, them play a second rhythm. And the man them say when Gypsy drop, them say, yo, what that? And them say, oh, this way I write for. So when me tell them say Gypsy and my rhythm, them say, yo, at that rhythm stand out to them. So it's like it was meant to be. Because the two rhythm them where them write for, which was Chinatown and Gypsy, is like, am I reading them? You understand?
Yeah, but even before we pick up that though, what was the motivation behind you starting to kind of mess around rhythm building?
Oh, rhythm building?
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm trying to, all right, you see, me building rhythm, TOK, me have a girlfriend at the time, and me and her catch up one day, because she used to work around her penthouse, and she know Dave and Tony them.
Okay.
And them time them are just an engineer. And she said to me, so, you know, I got produce, you can't produce. And I say, I'm not depend on producing thing, man, I engineer more. And she cuss me, I say, oh, you know, no ambition and this and that, because, you know, I'm produce and that. Remember, I said, Dave, them start out as engineer and them transition things. So I say, oh, I'm not depend on that, man. I don't want that. Because at the time, too, I didn't have the band, and Robert was the one now.
Oh, yes.
So Robert was on to do the drum programming. Me would just come in and play either string bass or synth bass.
Okay.
And couple keyboard thing, and then Troy would have play some of the keyboard them too. But Robert was the one that, from jump, even have the drum machine and a program sequences and things. So me I say, that is his role.
Right.
So me not infringe on that, and I never got into it, so me just allow it. So even though my ex, now she run off and out and go on, when I decided to start building rhythms, I wasn't even thinking back on her at all. Me just there at the studio and I say, the dancehall vibe just in on me, and I just say, you see, I start build some rhythm, and I just start build some beats. And it worked out.
Yeah, you made mention of something just now. Yeah, you made mention of a band. I know that Positive Crew, but in the research again, it says that you went to Guyana at some point in time with Dan Carlos and some people. That was the same Positive Crew, or it was?
No, what happened was Robert now and Troy was in a band for a brethren named Jacko. And Jacko was managing a band for Dan Carlos.
Okay.
So they went, so it was Robbie Forbes and Dan Carlos was under Jacko's thing. And Robert and Troy went on a couple of shows with them. So them play for Dan Carlos, Dennis Browne and a couple other people back then. And then upon this, and the bass player that used to pair with them was Stone. What that ended up around Fifth Element, and I played some of Fifth Element, them big rhythms. So
okay.
Stone, I don't remember the drummer name right now. Anyway. But, so Stone was the bass player, but on that particular trip to Guyana, Stone wasn't available.
Okay.
So them say, yo, make Shams come. So I ended up on that trip with Robert and Troy. Just I'd play for Dan Carlos and two other artists.
And that was the first time you actually left the island to
That's
go play music somewhere?
First time in my
Just
life.
like that.
Just like that. Just like that.
The first two rhythms you say you built was Chinatown
And Gypsy.
And TOK, Love the Flavor of Gypsy,
Yeah, man.
and Comfort Audition. At this time, them did voice for heavy metal yet?
No.
No, never. Okay, good. Cool. See, so the audition, and you say, yo, this different.
Say, yeah, man, this have got voice tomorrow. Ready. Ready.
So you take the voice there?
Yeah, man, and them ready to and then I was so appreciative too because Vegas used to come around and me as a little engineer with my first beat and thing. And Vegas come out and say, yeah, man, and even to that day, I appreciate Vegas so much because me and him still have a good vibe.
Vegas voice a lot for you down the years.
Yeah, man. So them come and them voice and Vegas voice and load up the juggling and send it a road.
But before we talk, so I want to go back to Chinatown a little because there's a tune from Chinatown with the well, Dark Glass, Goofy and Beanie Man.
Yeah.
I think that is on Goofy's album. What the album the name again?
I don't give a damn. Yeah.
So y'all go like you want to hide that, so Shams?
May I be honest with you, G?
Be honest with me.
Me no remember that song there.
Eh?
Here we go. You see, Chinatown, I didn't get to voice all the artists who wanted to voice on it. So I didn't really release it as a juggling at that time. Because me end up, after Gypsy, I think a Badis me end up drop.
Right. Badis was the rhythm after Gypsy.
Right.
So you're saying then Gypsy was the first official release project then?
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm.
So you never did it when Goofy and Beanie have voice pan the rhythm?
Pan Chinatown?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I Goofy initiate the Beanie Man collab and everything.
Okay.
As usual. You know, Goofy will call me up 8 o'clock a morning. Yo, Shams, you know, come to studio. We have the song. Yo, may I come here? No. And I saw him, all right. May I skip ahead a little bit?
Fine.
You see, Juice Rhythm, my Monster Twin, me there my yard, them time them live at Oaklands. Goofy turn up at my yard, 9:30 in the morning with the man them. Them time them asleep. Yo, Shams, me have Monster Twin down here, son, at the baddest tune. And I go downstairs in the parking lot. And at 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, the man them a DJ in the people in parking lot, pantak pa them boys. To ya, take your flap, girl. But I body stone. So I just Goofy personality that, and you know, me appreciate it.
Goofy talent idea, one of the best in our country still.
Yeah, man. Him can find things.
Him
know
have an ear, man. Him have an ear. Gypsy, I think Red Rat is on the rhythm.
Yeah.
Rumors.
Rumors about me telling Paralyzed, yeah.
Complain with Degree.
Complain.
Pop Style with Vegas.
Vegas, yeah.
Gala Rush Me, that's an
Gala Rush
archive.
Me like her, yeah.
Stamina Body Chico.
Yeah.
And the TOK and it, what that name?
Let
me remember that.
Send Them Come.
Send Them Come.
But, so try same one, all right, because Red Rat inspiration really come from him big brother, which is Try, you know. I Try is a DJ, and I try inspire him for DJ.
Oh.
Yeah. And the two of them, the two of them used to have this duo, what them used to do at Meadowbrook, fet them and barbecue them, so them used to have a show with them do. Try a DJ and Rat a DJ, and it used to mash up the place.
Okay.
So I Try used to listen to whole part tape, and Try's biggest inspiration was like Professor Nuts and Supercat and them and them. So, what I said that to say, try the voice on the rhythm. Him name Genius on the
And
rhythm.
he named Genius. I saw this. So in the research,
see
I
the
saw it,
track list.
but I was just looking at the songs and I think what they kind of,
Yeah.
get some more rotation. Oh.
So him the voice, him design the good. All says is the best. Oh yeah,
Good
S
says.
blow off
Yeah,
my
man.
chest. Yeah, so him end up the voice on it too.
Mad.
So yeah, and that was Gypsy Rhythm, and then me they end up Bill Bodies.
Before we reach Bodies, man, so Gypsy, who was the first disc jock to really premiere that rhythm?
I
You
don't remember.
know.
I can't say, yeah, I don't remember. I know so me just send it out to the man, them time they not even email, a CD, just
CD.
link the man say, yo, rhythm, rare. I know a couple of them used to come at the studio because Main Street thing did that go on, you know. So them used to come for one, know what is the new music and
Yes.
things. So whoever did come, you know, whether Big A or Colin Hines or whoever used to come, them used to just get the CD, the pre-release.
Right, pre-release.
Yeah.
And I think when it started out, your label was called Highprofile.
Yes. Yes.
So Uncle never gave no bad face or anything like that.
No, we
right?
did kind of an agreement
Oh, okay.
because I'm using the studio free.
Oh.
You know, so and the name Highprofile is actually his idea, his Uncle Danny idea too.
okay.
So we have a little agreement
Okay,
going.
cool,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Cool. So Gypsy was your first official project now out in the street. I'm sure you probably got a lot of confidence from the fact that you get some rotation and you get some artist voice up and then something there.
Yeah, man. Back then, when you hear your thing on the radio, you're up on cloud 9, man. When you turn on the radio, you hear one car pass and you hear something, I say, yo, I might think that. You know, so yeah, man, it kind of build a vibes, make you say, all right, oh, me think can go on.
And who, in terms of rhythms at the time, who in the space was a person where you think you kind of took the most from in terms of style and sound?
Nobody, to be honest. Because me have a problem and me get cussing feet too. Meaning, if you notice, some people, when them have a hit record, they tend to follow that formula because it worked before.
Yeah. Well, I mean, makes sense.
Makes sense.
To an extent.
But if you check Gypsy, then they
Bodies.
follow Bodies. Bodies not sound like Gypsy. And if you check what come after Bodies, it not sound like Bodies. What come after that not sound like. So Bodies not sound like Gypsy. Orgasm not sound like Bodies. Juice not sound like. You understand? So each of the intercourse not sound like. So none of them what me do. Me not use but the same sound them or the same groove in them.
So you wanted each rhythm to be unique.
Me don't know if me have ADHD or what. Me just never want have the same sound.
And at this time now, TOK kind of, so Main Street became their home.
Yeah.
And you kind of unofficially were really and truly their manager at this point.
Here we go on. It wasn't
Informally, unofficially.
it wasn't even that. Because right after them voice, send them come and we have Bodies. Then the voice, their song and Bodies first. And I say, yo, at the time I say Main Street crew go on and the management team and you know, me know say Penthouse did that film group of arts and things. So I said, okay, me want to manage you know.
So you initiated that conversation?
Yeah man, but them look for me like you too. You know you are Danny, you know, or somebody else on the level that me I say, yo, let me deal with the thing man, and the man them say, alright, you are manager, get to a collab on that already man. I think them did that I mentioned getting ladies specifically or just a collab. I don't remember which one it was. And I say, yeah man, I'm telling them I don't know so you know. But I've seen her because I think she did come voice with Danny one at the time. And me just get a link on her and call her and say, hey, SHAMS run a Danny, bigger. No, me tell them say, voice the song first and leave the space for Sir.
Okay.
And then when we pitch it to her and we play the song, so she come at the studio and pitch it to her, play the song, she liked the song.
Hardcore.
And that was it. Voice, manager. We win.
So now you had the first sounding group in the space.
Yep.
Under your wings.
Yep.
And then one of the Bodies rhythm came.
Yep.
Full up.
Well, I say full up, you know. Because enough of the song, them still people not call Merciless upon it to that song.
Yeah, man, we know this song, man.
Enough people don't know, say, in the advice, you know, a bunch of songs.
Yeah, and out of that song now, out of that rhythm, we have hit song.
Hardcore.
TOK,
Lady Sir.
Lady Sir.
You have Can't Sleep, Red Rat.
Okay.
You have number one Beanie Man.
Oh, okay.
Jacket Vegas.
Yeah.
Who else? What's
Grudgeful up on the remake.
No,
But the
Grudgeful up on the
original,
first
right?
one.
That a Chico.
Grudgeful up on the first one.
Bag of Things.
All right.
Tell us some things.
Yeah, Bag of Things. And a 2 song Degree Vibes.
Right,
Miss
right.
Got It. All of the
Miss
girls
Got
them when we say them got it there. Who was it there?
Oh,
Too much
so
tone.
Vegas and Lexus was a remake.
It was a remake, man. Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
man.
appreciate the clarification
Yeah,
on
man.
that. But whichever way,
Bad.
be a big song on the radio. Bad rhythm.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Tanya Stevens, Freaky Type. The first one that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Them time you establish yourself as one of the go-to producers in the space. Man.
Yeah, and I think I must have said this once or twice before. I realize, in my opinion, I feel like a stone of bus bodies, you know.
Okay.
And I'm saying that because remember, I don't know how I end up with a stone of cassette, dance cassette one time. The only thing is them never play none of the 45 them. But Stone Love about 100 dub plate on the rhythm.
Oh.
So I know say Stone Love did a beat it. Yeah.
I know back then, producers kind of have links with radio disc jocks. Like say, for example, a certain man alone could then play a Dave thing, them or Tony thing, them and so on and so forth. Was there a link with you never have that? You just send out the thing, them and play them. And I think the fact that Danny Neville kind of help with, getting the things and played faster than probably some other man, or just the quality of the work, you couldn't deny it.
That's a very good question because I don't want to sit down here and act like it's because the work is so good, but then again I don't have any proof that is otherwise.
Sure, fair enough. Fair enough.
So who feel like says them responsible for it, give thanks. If me just naive or never know, you can't blame me for it.
And then so the follow-up rhythm to that now was Grass Cat. So him on a clap, hit after hit rhythm, yeah. And on Grass Cat now we have World Gone Mad that a Beanie. Zane, Take That Cabra. If I girl done on that,
man, I run you down and you want that. Yep.
Take That, Hardcore, Chico. Big tune. As a matter of fact, I think you responsible for Chico biggest tune them.
Outside of Dave.
Outside of Dave.
One or two
Dave
songs
have a couple
with him.
of him. See? No play that a lady saw. No pay that a lady saw. Shout it out at a Vegas. Yeah, one of them
push
things.
the Grass Cat. Yeah.
Because I guess I saw you the name the rhythm.
Grass Cat.
Yeah. One of them thing, Buccaneer. And in the year with you, okay? Man, turn big producer, man. Man, just want to be on there. What girl name?
Me not
You know, call her? Because me a bigger up.
She not deserve no big up.
She not deserve a big
No.
up. All right. Be a bigger up. Big up yourself. Be glad you see it cuss now. Yeah, right now. So, because what you're doing now is that you would have created an opportunity for some of the biggest songs of the time to be recorded. You understand? So that cussing the record, man. Take you on.
No, man, because I know she inspired.
All right. And this time now, TOK stocks would have been rising. Your stocks rise same way. So, truth be told is that you and TOK journey parallel in terms of, the growth. Young producer, young manager, young audio engineer,
and
fresh sound.
And the good thing about our relationship at the time, too, I wasn't thinking like the typical managers back then that was like, am I an artist? You can't do this, you can't do that. In my mind, I say, suppose me not get the number one song we don't know. You can go voice, man. So me not restrict the voice.
And as I said that, funnily, the first big song came
Dave
with Dave Kelly.
All right. And the relationship between me and Dave now, why for that? But the link between me and Dave now was because there was a little misunderstanding with the Highprofile label. So we moved. So after Badis was on Highprofile. So when Grass Cat come, Grass Cat was on Call Me Shams.
Right.
And I end up choosing the name Call Me Shams because of the B-side of Badis where me and the judge, could you please stand and state, well, there are them Call Me Shams, you know?
Right.
So I use the Call Me Shams identity now to start a new label, and that label was now being distributed by Platinum, which is Dave Kelly company them. Because Highprofile was being distributed by Main Street.
Oh, so you're separated.
So I kind of moved. I was still working at the studio.
Yeah, man, I know you're still working there.
But the label thing, me just kind of, yeah. So, because now, Dave them distribute the record and I go around there and I know Dave and I know Janet and I know Yolanda them. TOK I say, yo, Dave, have I heard him a drop in a Shams? Talk to him. Sure.
Why not?
Go link Dave and say, Dave, my artist, them want advice for the next thing, you know. The first question Dave asked me, with a serious face, how the man them stay. The man them hype. If I that, me no want them round here.
Okay.
I said, Dave, the man them super cool.
That for true.
And I say, all right. So tell them to come X, them go. And for sure you how me stay, me no run back at them when them go vice. No, me no want that there. All right. To how me rate Dave, the man them voice.
Well, Dave, that's
and how Dave respect me and my talent too. When him voice them and mix the song, him call me.
Oh.
I say, Shams, come listen to the man them song.
Okay.
And I go down and listen to it and him say, how it sound?
Dave asks how it sound.
What do you think I go say?
Sound good, man.
I said, Dave, bad.
No boy, you pose.
Bad is true.
Bad is true, man.
Bad is true.
And just like that, TOK's journey kick right off. And you know with the foresight and the vision and the GD management.
Yep.
Mad thing, man.
Yeah, man.
Vision and mission, man.
Yeah, man. Straight.
And you, yeah, and I respect that too. I mean, when you speak to you, but I have to say it again because enough man there say, yo, I just want to do and I just want to advice. You gave them the opportunity and over there so them get the break and that would have also been beneficial to you again. Makes sense, man. I respect that. You have big artists, big group, and you have big producer now, man.
Big enough.
Because you have Gypsy, Bodies, Grass Cat.
Yeah.
Well, so Gypsy may not have been a hit rhythm of sorts, but it got you
no,
in there.
yeah.
But Bodies and Grass Cat, big rhythm them
Seal
there.
up.
See? Then where did Intercourse come after this? Let me answer the question this way. Which rhythm came after Grass Cat?
Yeah, Intercourse.
Intercourse. Okay. What was the naming pattern scheme behind the rhythms? Like what?
When I got to Intercourse, clearly there was a theme for the next three
nature,
rhythms.
right? Because you have Intercourse, Orgasm, and don't tell me. Juice!
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And I kind of did that on purpose because you give people things to talk about.
Yeah, true.
Especially when the radio man them I try to go around it and you understand. So when people start say it taboo, you know. So yeah. So that is the main reason.
Lead to orgasm and orgasm.
All right.
Mad.
And then even glue did subtly tie into it too, you know, because she have the
glue.
all right. All right.
Mad thing. So Intercourse now was the next rhythm on the block. See? Not as successful as Grass Cat and Bodies, but you had hit songs after that again, or songs that I think Tiger Bone with Sean Paul and Vegas. The Tiger
Bone, yeah man. Urbana piece of stone.
Yeah, them been up man, we set up bad. Oh yeah, so yeah, I think Papa Fi proud. Frankie Sly. Jay, Papa Fi proud of me. I think that song did well in the space. Got some love in the space again.
Yeah.
Letters to the Leader, Killer, plus other songs.
Yeah. What name? Gabriel.
Gabriel
did dip on the verge of busting. I don't know what happened to that youth, but me see how the system set. Every day me get over every day, no money now make. That tune there bad. A bad artist.
Bad artist, it's true, man. Bad artist.
And I want to tell you, going back to what I was saying earlier about Troy, my brother named Dirks. A Dirk bring Gabriel to me now because a Dirk produced the first song. Well, not first song, but the song where they kind of bust Gabriel on the curfew rhythm. I made it build a rhythm there too.
Oh, you built the curfew?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm glad you mentioned that, you know, because I never know that.
Okay.
And as I said that now, are there other rhythms out there where come out under your production, where you build, where do well, apart from curfew? You gonna tell me them or you not tell me them?
Yeah, but I don't know if I can remember all of them.
Tell me some you remember about.
The first one that pop up in my brain right now is Shocking Vibes, Ecstasy.
Ecstasy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, with Beanie Man and Tanta Mitchell Devante. Yeah.
We know the rhythm, man.
That one, I did do. Well, I never build the entire rhythm, but I play upon a TJ rhythm them.
And I want show off. I think I show off.
I play upon show off. So I do some overdose on that.
You played on Wanted Rhythm? Well, I see it somewhere. I say you have credits on Wanted Rhythm.
I mean, play. I want to tell you, I produced the TOK record and gave it to Bobby.
Oh, Okay.
So like Bobby link me and say, yo, I want a song from TOK, more you build the record, the rhythm and thing. So I produced the song and send it to him.
Bobby.
Yeah, and then Bobby voice up the rest of the song, the man thing. But TOK song I big song.
After Intercourse now would you say that's your most successful project so far, or Orgasm? Because I think of all the rhythms, probably that is the rhythm that had the most hit songs.
I believe so.
But then again, probably commercially, maybe it's not the most successful project either. I know the business working because I know say a song around here so, Zane, nobody know hook it up. But around a Japan or around a Europe side are them favorite songs. So I mean, yeah, the man for tell me. So which of the projects I think would have... Alright, so in terms of popularity, probably Orgasm would be the most popular one. In terms of commercially successful, which one of the project would have been most commercially successful?
I feel Orgasm would have been the more commercially successful.
Okay.
But it's a more underground, core market, broke out sitting. Yeah.
I understand.
Especially when we come back with the remake and you have, let me tell you about Garden, down there now.
No flowers,
Yeah.
crazy shootout with 5
Yeah.
hours. Orgasm now was a rhythm where practically all the songs on the rhythm is like a pepper seed type of vibe, almost ish. Where almost all the songs were
Then they have to juggle
hit
everything.
songs. When the rhythm I play, every song have to play on the rhythm.
I want to tell the funniest thing. Because I don't know what to miss a G on that one, but your ears it lock off. Because when I play the rhythm for G, goofy.
Yeah.
Man, I say,
Him not feel it.
man say, Shams, how people are going to dance to this? Because remember, at that time, everything I go poop, poop. And remember, I said earlier, me no want to build everything in the same. So even though Grass Cat and Bodies was boop, boop, them still never sound the same. When me come with Orgasm now, I say, yo, loud the boop, boop. Guitar one drop.
Okay.
So that just totally left field. So when Mr. G hear it, I say, Shams, I don't know about that one, you know.
Yeah, but not every rhythm people need to dance to.
But when him say that, I say, alright, if I say you feel, I say you feel. If you know one voice,
it's okay.
upon you,
Probably
me
look
good.
back on
No man, him there not voice. Him the voice, man. Him the voice. A whole heap of song there on the rhythm there now.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, man. Me can't remember half of the song.
Yeah. But you know, when we started you, you did.
This are the
Yeah,
rhythm.
man.
What
Was that the
inspired
first
that?
time you actually... I know you said that you guys did that album, but you hadn't... So this was the
lead.
first
Yeah,
time you
yeah,
were
yeah.
actually
Yeah.
doing some vocal work or something.
Yeah.
What was the
Me don't know. Me don't know. Must be because Dave, at the time again, me look up to Dave, and me know say Dave was stranger.
Right,
You know, for the record them. So me say, yo, if Dave had do it, me just do it as a gimmick too. And it's just a gimmick. And we weren't, Dave, again, I was following Dave's pattern in terms of not making the instrumental them go a road.
Oh,
Because-
you lock off your thing there.
Yeah, because at the time I realized a lot of artists did that take the instrumental them and go voice on them.
Oh, without your
Without
people's
permission.
Okay.
So I believe that's why Dave used to do it. And I say, so that makes sense. So I just start put some things on the flip side. And I decide, say, let me just throw something on it and just write something.
But that playing at every juggling, you understand?
Yeah.
I don't know if a lot of people realize that it's actually you.
No.
But in the end of the day, Shams...
No, I think me put it as Mr. B.
Mr. B.
Yeah.
Well, when I see that Shams misses still, and then I say, I think back about it, say, all this time what Shams is, and that message to me say, Jaja, this is yeah. Jinxing, with TOK,
Yep.
Big Tune,
Ginseng.
Susie, Pantometra and Devante, Girls Time, and the
Girls
Sweetest
Time.
Time, Vegas, Slow Motion, Buccaneer, Circumstances. I'm a bad man and
Yep.
I don't... Yeah, and Little Miss Muffet, that's a Red Rat.
Yep.
Zine, you're not big, you're not sponge, that's a Hawkeye. Now support them. Funny man, friend, you know, keep Chico. Keep rich. Could have been my daddy from a funny man. If I read him, any dance I read him playing right now, every song get them forward, see him, man. Classic type of work, that brother.
And me don't know how much people realize, like you, intense. Orgasm, you know.
Oh, I'm gonna really listen intense still, so I'm gonna have to check it out still. No disrespect to the artist still, but I just, it's too intense to me, yeah, sir. Me all that.
I really make it for you.
Yeah, me believe you. One of the cars that was 99, 2000.
2000, yeah.
I was a little boy. That's what you need to say, but I was a young boy, you understand? And I still in high school.
High school.
Every taxi, every bus,
Yeah, man.
every radio station, everywhere, man. Orgasm a beat me ears, man.
And I want to tell you, one of my favorite songs on the rhythm there, but somehow people never catch it. And to me, I one of the baddest DJ, Mega Bantan.
Oh,
The man
yeah,
of a song say, bad man a flex one girl, the more the merrier. Steamfish. Yo, I baddest tune.
Oh, yeah.
I'm rate him, man. Mega was
That one never
He never
connect
connect.
for whatever
He never
reason.
connect. Yeah.
At this point in time now, brother, you rub shoulders with whosoever producing in the business in terms of your strike rate. See, because we come from Gypsy, then we go Bodies, Grass Cat, Intercourse, Orgasm, Clocking. And at this time now, TOK's ties would have risen significantly as well. So you were one of the hottest producers in the space with the hottest group in the music. Life must be nice.
Life is always nice,
Life is
man. Once you have it happy nice.
Is always nice. And I asked a question, I mentioned it before, and you said no. I see something where there's a 303 band where you're associated with. Because you were not only managing TOK based on the research, you were also their music director. Of sorts,
And
the
bass
band
player.
leader,
Bass player. Yeah.
and the band at the wasn't the 303 band. Oh, so they say 300. But no, I saw them 3.
That's
That
what
is
you're
what me I try
referring
to
to.
link
Oh,
to.
yeah, man,
sorry.
303, yeah, man. So that's a TOK band. Yeah, so on tour now, so that was the thing when we start tour, a 3-piece band, SHAMS pan bass, we have a drummer and a keyboard player.
Oh, yes, 3-piece.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
So hence the name 303. Even though one time we did add a fourth member,
So because a 3-piece,
Yeah.
303.
yeah, I want to tell you the name
Mad.
303 is coming from an inside joke with TOK from even before me.
Yeah.
So when it came up and there's a 3-piece band, them say, yo, TOK 303, because if you notice, the starter, Mona Lisa and the Faith Rhythm, because a 3-time TOK voice a song there.
Yes, sir.
Mona Lisa upon the Faith Rhythm, them say TOK likes your style, 303 likes your style, but it doesn't have nothing to do with the band. It have nothing to do with the band, because that do long before
Before the
my
band.
time. Yeah. So it's just a thing with them that have prior to, but it just fit in
15, man, a destiny
when,
again, man, like a jigsaw puzzle.
yeah.
So you were not only managing the group, producing the group, you're also responsible for their music out on the road. Holy Barrett, I tell you, father.
Yeah, and sadly though, I don't know if you had
We'll
this.
get to that. Go, sadly, tell me.
Well, sadly though, I think me love being on the road
Yeah.
made my production suffer.
That makes sense.
Because my passion, is really
producing.
playing. No,
Oh.
my passion is being a musician first.
Oh.
It's touring, it's playing. So when we're up on the road, that me want to do every day.
Yeah, in your world.
Give me that all day, every day. Nothing else exists. Once me up on a stage and I play, and it sound good, and the artists them gel, me no want nothing else. All right, if me can do that 4 or 5 days a week now, and the pay good, me do that for the rest of my life.
Oh, yeah?
Me no want to see nothing else.
Okay.
That I just so that
And
is.
I don't know why I'm of the opinion that you actually preferred production. I guess me never ask you down in line, but me know from early. Oh, cool.
I love the creative process and I like production, but if somebody call me tomorrow for a tour will make sense, me gone. So even though we're tour back again,
Right,
TOK,
right. Yeah, I
so,
know.
Yeah,
But you're saying now, being on the road kind of
yeah, man. It
affected the creative process in the
yeah,
studio.
yeah, man. As you said, the artists them thing up now, so whole heap of shows are coming. So me not have no time for that Jamaica build rhythm. And at the time, I wasn't the kind of producer where calling some youth and give them chunks.
You
and
want
say,
to produce.
Me are the man where
you don't want to be an executive producer.
right, no, me want to build the rhythm how me I hear it, and again because me know everything will sound like everything out there. So and then now to me this is why I was trying to play catch up. Why the next rhythm did kind of flop, or wasn't the best, which was Tai Chi. Wasn't the best, my best effort because me say me need a new rhythm now and me build the rhythm and that is what tell me say. Shams, don't release nothing where you not like. Can I build Tai Chi rhythm and I say, me not feel that rhythm, bro. But I say, me not have time for go build no other rhythm and do all of this. So just send this out to the man, and if them voice, then we can move forward. And that's what we're going with Tai Chi.
In 99, 2000 and now, 99 into 2000, this is when you got signed to VP as a producer. Eventually, TOK also got signed to VP.
For them first album, Micro My Dogs.
Yeah, and that was off at the back of Chichiman, I suppose.
It was off the back of a song that was very popular. I don't know why I say off the back of Chichiman.
No, can I song it? That is so. Remember me interview man, we talk about it already, so against. But that's what we asked about. See? But you, how long was it between you being signed and them getting signed?
2 years. So I was signed like the end of 99 going into 2000. I believe TOK was signed the end of 2000 going into 2001. Something like that.
And I think your first full-length project with VP was Real Sex.
Which was Orgasm Rhythm.
Orgasm?
Yeah, so Real Sex, it was a compilation that had an Orgasm and yeah, it was an Orgasm. Yeah, the full length was
so
total
what is
Orgasm.
Fear Factor?
Fear Factor was another. That was after all of that, man.
Okay. You see these things, you know? I try to sift them out and add some context and sequence to them. And okay, so the first project was Real Sex.
Yeah, man.
Real Sex.
I want to tell you, say, all right,
Makes
so
sense,
Badis, VP had released Badis, you know.
Okay.
But again, that came under the whole situation with Main Street, the high-profile label, Main Street. So that was through VP too.
Okay.
So that was my official first release through VP, but it was via Main Street.
Yeah.
So it wasn't me directly. So it was a thing. So the Real Sex now was really just me dealing with VP.
Yes. And when TOK got signed now, My Crew, My Dogs was their first thing there, yeah?
Yeah.
Managing TOK now, was it because you know only young, only young. 4 different personalities, you a young man as well. What was it like, you know, keeping the group, well, one, grounded and focused, and, you know, keeping the 4 personalities from clashing on a daily basis?
That no exists. You can't keep 4 different minds from clash. The good thing is, and this is why I appreciate them so much, and I always give thanks that I end up with a group of artists where have a certain kind of culture, I don't know how else to say it. Them grow up a certain way.
Yes,
because me know other groups or other entities where man back knife off a man and man a thump man in the face and that has never happened within the group. Well, not while I have been around them.
Yes.
So me appreciate that. Yeah, man, we upset and cuss off, man. But, and I want to tell you, to how the man them are brother and love and respect each other, I have never even heard a SYM drop between the man them. Never. So, as much as, you know, 4 different minds and personalities are clash, them still maintain a level, you know, always.
Yes. Eventually, though, you and TOK parted ways. Yeah? What happened there? Well, I think it was in 2003.
Yes.
And I've seen things where you actually come out and say you were fired. Was it that it was an amicable split, or the man them said, Shams, you got to go. You got to go.
What them saying at the interview?
What them say?
I got to just agree with anything them say. A joke. No, in a real life, I was let go.
Oh, you were let go.
I was let go. Part of life, part of the industry, because I wasn't the first, and I showed I wasn't going to be the last.
But you were let go on what type of grounds? So, like, what was the discussion, the conversations around?
And I don't want to get too deep into it, but let me put it this way. At the time, they believed that my personality
wasn't bullish enough.
It don't fit
Yeah.
the environment that we were going in.
Because I think 1 or 2 of them would have said, you know, people like Elephant Man and Sean was kind of, you know, stepping out, and they think that they would have been a part, should have been a part of that crowd as well.
That personally don't have nothing to do with me. The label was a problem. But is that
but
they
would
had...
be saying that is your representation and a lack thereof while they not push forward? Okay.
But again, that don't have nothing to do with nothing, in my opinion, because me could have get anything for them from the label, right? But it's just how you put this.
I just never for them time?
It's easy. No, it doesn't have nothing to do with for them time. Let me put it this way.
Yes.
You see when something look hot,
Yeah.
this is how a business person functions.
Right.
Something look hot. Yeah, this over here so hot. But this look like it a trend more. Let me go chase that. So that was the whole thing with LA, we and Sean and everybody else. But one of the main factors is the friggin' song.
Teach your man.
Yeah.
So that was a hindrance, obstacle, a hurdle.
Bro, up to now. So I really just, that song there,
So did they know that at the time? Was that explained to them? Was a conversation had to say, okay, this situation, maybe we have to approach it from a different angle because this song is kind of
let me
a
put it,
millstone around the neck.
I don't know, TOK had the opportunity to make a remix of the song,
Okay.
right? But based on who was behind the production, because we're not talking about the VP product now, we're talking about the single itself.
Yeah.
The original single was produced by Tony Kelly for
LOI.
all right. So if you know the history of what that is, then you can understand when an artist decides, say, we just go, make the song go on.
Right.
You understand what I say? So, and we can't fault them feet.
Context is a hell of a thing, you know.
So, I just,
Yeah.
a part of life.
So you
And, all right, sorry.
no man,
yeah.
you go ahead, man. It's alright.
And I'm trying to put the timing into context because I don't remember, because we also got invited on one of the biggest morning programs, and they had Star and Buckwild and I think, I don't remember if it was Hot 97 or 105, right? And we went up to the station to do the interview. I think this was 2003. We went and Buckwild there, and he's a passive one. Bro, you see when Star walking, all this brother coming, the first thing him says him walking is, come on, okay, tell me about burning faggots at the stake. That's the first thing the man say. And this is live on air, you know, bro.
Why would he do that?
Because at the time, people have it to say, oh, okay, I go around and them nah this and them nah that. But, so he just wanted, I guess in his mind, these guys need to just stand up behind the word.
Oh.
But we know what the business say, we see what happened to Buju and the Ray and the Tay, so what the point?
I set up an ambush thing that man.
Exactly. Bro, when him come in and say that, me I say, Lord God, what is now? Again, TOK, intelligent set of people, maintain composure, handle the interview well, and it done. But one of the most interesting things that happened while we were there is, off air during commercial break, the phone them a light up. Star answer the phone. You can hear, says one of them community members. And this individual say, I think they should just come out and say what they're saying, because I don't care. We dance to the song all the time in our clubs. So the song playing at them club and them enjoy themselves. So I think Stardom, they were just trying to push the group to admit to it, win or lose.
Oh, okay.
But again, as I say, me cannot think about the Shabbas and the Bujus and the this and what happened to them back then, and I think about my career now. I want to go down the same road there.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And personally, this not have nothing to do with personal morals. This is a friggin' business, and nobody not sell out. You understand? It's a business, and that was my stand. So I strongly believe that that also had a big impact on the trajectory of TOK.
Yeah. But not long after that, you and them link up, because you and them now Costa Rica, like, because the part is about 03, 04.
03, and then we link up back after that.
And
like a year or a year and a half
05,
after.
06.
Maybe 04, the end of 04.
Okay.
Because we start tour back a year after.
So the thing wasn't toxic? Or it probably was, but then the man, them a big man now and can look past things.
It wouldn't be a big man now, because that was 1 year after. Nobody can matter another short space of time. But the thing about it is, I strongly, if I was a different man, I would have them up.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, I still check for the man them. Because, as you say, at TOK and Shams. Everything built at the same time.
In
One and
parallel,
wash
man.
the other.
Yep.
So we grew together, and then now, so when the link up back happened, now what happened was, when I was let go as manager, clearly, me I got in on my feelings, so me not playing no band neither.
Oh.
You understand?
Yeah, so the band kind of.
So even before that, still I had get a bass player for play.
Okay.
So he was filling in, because I said, no, production I suffer. But then when them say, Ray, me just done with everything.
Oh.
I mean, my feelings. And then time passed, and with Shams, time passed, me kind of forgiving, and me still check for the man thing. So then they link me back now and say, hey, the band sitting here now work out. You have the chemistry, you know the thing, come deal with the band. And I said, sure. And I not lie to you. I don't think I've ever said this publicly. You see, going back to work with TOK, not being a manager, are the easiest thing. Because all me do I play bass. Me manage a musician, then me not busy with nothing else. The road manager deal with TOK and me deal with the band. Make sure it's a rehearsal go on and thing. Are the easiest thing. Me just sit down, business tech, admin take care of, me deal with the band man them, good to go. That was the easiest thing. So, yeah.
But we know that since them time, good, you guys would have worked on, because I think they worked on the Concubine Rhythm for you somewhere down the road as well. And you would have done No Place Like Home with them recently.
Yeah.
Ishan them something.
Two, 3 years, yeah.
Album on them something. Glad for that, man. Well, you see, the thing about it too is that, whilst you was on the up and up, you also helped them along the way. And they, for me, is the most successful dancehall collective in the history of the music, and you would have been instrumental in that. So that's a part of your legacy and greatness too, man. And we appreciate that, brother, man.
Give thanks, man.
You understand? As a young youth where never have the managerial experience. To kind of, do the thing and balance the thing with the production work and everything else, a greatness that said speed, man. But even before the TOK thing, because I know that Danny now kind of stepped away in about 2001. And then now you was offered the opportunity to purchase Main Street. And Main Street purchase, was that a Shams thing, or that was a collaborative thing between Shams and the TOK?
It was a Shams thing.
It was a Shams thing. Okay. So you had the studio, and then this is when now you move from Shams Productions to Be Rich Production. Okay.
Because Call Me Shams was the grass carrot rhythm via Dave Kelly and thing. And then when I did the Orgasm rhythm now, that was distributed by In the Streets, and that's when
In the Street, that Vegas them thing?
Murray them thing.
Okay.
So I think Dave them did a closed shop at the time.
Okay.
So, something like that. And I end up move from there, so and just change my label now and say Be Rich Records. And go through Murray them In the Streets.
And I think your first In the Street, Be Rich project was Party with RDX, and come broke this with Ellie. I think, and actually
no,
the name of it, no?
The first release on Be Rich Records was actually Orgasm. Because my 7-inch, my 45 them was Be Rich Records, Orgasm Rhythm.
In 2005 now, that was the Baddest remake. Yeah. What was the inspiration to kind of?
Vegas, man.
Vegas.
Yeah, man, him called me and said, Shams, bring back the body. I said, why, bro? And it was, and I know it did cause a little problem I may have between them, but it was piggybacking off of Left Side and Esco, Tuck in Your Belly. That is what it was piggybacking off of.
It did?
Because the Tuck in Your Belly was a thing, the remix, I think, which of them? A Pepper Seed?
Tuck in Your Belly, a Giggy, man.
Giggy, sorry, right.
But even so, you and something not good from them time till this time, man.
Who that? Left Side?
Left Side.
Me and Left Side good because I'm playing at okay, but when I time too. No, but me I say me not have no problem with him. But me know say when Vegas decides him to do the song because it piggybacking off Tuck in Your Belly, they may have. But me not get no bad face from Left Side them. Okay. I'm just saying.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. Me have to probe in that.
No, man, my Left Side good, man.
Yeah, so the remake about this now, Bad Again.
Yeah.
Hit songs again. Because this was Lexus and Vegas on Taxi Fare. What else come out on that?
Bad Out There.
Bad Out There.
Yeah. TOK, Hatter and Top Shotter. What was it upon it?
Oh, yeah.
Too much
okay,
tune, man.
Yeah, what about tune?
I want to tell you, Cartel, they get there in the tune about him, they kind of go around it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And then
Why?
I need to say this publicly now because I don't know why somebody tell you, say me in the studio lock up and you outside and me not answer. I would not do that, bruv. Me here say I don't come check me at the studio. Me never did the studio. And somebody tell him say Shams in the lock up and nah come out. This is when me I do back by this, you know. And me I say, but why would I do that? But me never have no link to him or whatever. And them time the my thing is from here say artists have me up, me just love it. Me not gonna run in and run back on nobody. So me say the artist have me up because him come at the studio, him reach at the studio for voice, cause him say Shams have read him up the rate, but Shams in the now lock him up. And at the time I think that would have worked against me because I'm living at the front of the house.
Right.
And the studio one at the back. So people may assume that I'm in the house sometime. You know. But me would have never do that, did it? No. As a matter of fact, link me more and voice you.
I'm first saying a conversation that's still. When did you actually relocate?
To Foreign?
Yes.
2014.
Oh, we don't so then, man. We don't so. So, TOK moved on. You moved on. Somewhere along the line now, we're talking about Lexus and Vegas just now. You started to manage Lenny. I saw you go and I saw you go.
I saw you. Me manage Davil.
You managed Davil before Lenny?
Yeah.
Okay, alright. So I could talk about Davil because I think Davil was very shortly.
Very shortly.
Why?
Because again, Shams don't learn from his mistakes.
Oh, okay. Shams
I feel like that is the problem.
Okay.
And just backtrack to the whole TOK conversation. The night when I was let go, you know. Cause remember, you know, all these years with where I worked together, there was no contract. There was no managerial or producer signed to my label type of deal between me and them.
Oh, okay.
The night when, cause it happened in New York.
Oh, never had?
No. They were there before me and me fly up for go meet them for go do a big show with them. Hot 97 did have a show. I'm a fly up for go meet them for go do the show. And me actually, before the trip, I say, you know, me feel like them man have plans. Or not even say them have plans. Me feel like something up. So we did go up on this big show, Hot 97 show. And that's when it happened. When them say Ray. But before me leave Jamaica now, because they were there for a little while before I went up. Before me leave Jamaica, I say, you know, we were of the assumption that they were gonna get the same deal like Sean them, which is the Atlantic joint deal, with the VP Atlantic deal. Right. And I say, you know, artists, you know, we need to make the man them sign a contract. Oh. So, before me jump on the plane there, I have a contract and it's in my bag. And the night when the man them link me at my room for drop the news, I know the contract not come out of my bag. And the man them just drop the bomb, boom! And being who I am, I say, for that, no one do, you know. Now, what we do know. So, moving from that now. So that was big news in the industry.
Right. Naturally.
So everybody know. Because before, everybody see Shams MCT okay. Because we all dress the same. You know. We're on show, we in a biker jacket, all are we in a biker jacket. So them think me a part of the group. That was just what we used to do. So when enough artists and other people here say Shams and TOK thing now work out, people start reaching out, Shams management. Me not depend that. And even when Davil did forward, my first instinct was, I must say ARP and TOK did fight, you know. Say something go on, you know. So Ray, but me I say, them did kind of minute up anyways and thing, and TOK and Davil did alright. So me just say, yo, why not? But that Davil situation then now, as me say, I learned because the minute Davil come to me, I did say to him, say, we need to get some paperwork going. But him draw a card for me. He must say, he must come out of the agreement when did have with him previous manager, but it not done seal up yet some liar business. So I say, we go and work until Ray. So till a couple months down the line, after, and him not the only artist will end up do this to me too. Because me feel like at the same thing, RDX they end up. I wasn't managing RDX. But me feel like at the same thing them they do too, whereas Davil come at the studio, we work on some tune, help him finish up album and these things, finish up some production. Then me hear, yo, Shams, you know, say, the management thing, Ray and Tay. Because in a real life, I think his wife did take it over.
Okay.
But right, that's how Shams get used because Shams have studio and Shams have knowledge and this. So I feel like I really that go. And I don't have any confirmation, but
So you feel.
it just seemed like it add up that way that to me. And me rate RDX, them say me a renegade, bad producer and everything, but me feel like I see anything happen. Man, them used to forward, use studio, do this, do that. And then when the album done put together, it's like,
Different story.
yeah, not a different story, just no more link and this and that. So me just,
Okay.
yeah. So Lenny now, the situation with Lenny, great talent, charisma, like being a man, like him bad. But I think him just unmanageable. Yeah man, what?
I want to say Lenny, I have that little Lenny people, I have that one Lexus, coming on the stay, yeah. Unmanageable.
In my opinion, because all you have a manager, right? The first red flag for me was where I work on one song. Said, yo, Lenny, me there studio, you know. We don't agree, so I meet a studio X time, my studio. Yeah, man, we are forward. 1 o'clock, no Lenny. So, say for argument's sake, studio time at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, no Lenny. 2 o'clock, no Lenny. 3 o'clock, no Lenny. Me I call him, no answer. The day dead, no Lenny. The next day, me I hear say, you know, say, I'm obey me go. Why you think him come obey my lad?
Woman?
Bro, I saw the man function. Next time, me I look for him for something. Me get a call, promoter, show, business, someone confirm something with him. Call. Can't find the man. Call somebody. You know he's off the island. How the hell you leave the island and your manager don't know say you're going away? Then suppose me have an opportunity for $1 million. You just lose that. Then the third time now, me get a call from him wifey. Hey Shams, Christian must tell that he's in New York and he'll be there for a couple of days. So how the hell why him never just make me know? So from there, say like me just stop linking him. Cause yeah. And I believe like why me say I'm unmanageable is somebody like that can have a very fruitful career because he's so friggin' talented, but him just not a work ethic. And speaking of work ethic, me have to big up. Because I know a lot of people get Shaggy and Sean and Spice flack. But the only reason why them there with them there is because of all them work. If Shaggy tell you 2 o'clock, he might be there 5 minutes to 2. Then I don't feel in a brown skin business like enough people are born out and say, oh, because them brown and this and that. You have to have some level of professionalism. Have to. Why you laugh?
No, because like we hear the conversations regular, so you know, yeah, one of the first time we actually hear, you know, say it out on camera.
That's true, man.
But you know, they say part of why Sean Paul and Shaggy is a successful accordion complexion. I mean, a long time people are singing a song there.
Yeah.
No, but I tell you.
No, I agree. But all right, enough people look on the flip side. The flip side of that is, if you as an artist feel like, whether this is true or not, feel like you don't get the ratings then. So for argument's sake, Sean and Shaggy feel like, say, people look on them like, oh, we're some uptown. Shaggy is not uptown. You know where Shaggy come from?
No.
Shaggy is not uptown. They're Matthews Lane and them type of sitting
I
there.
never know that.
Or if not that specifically, because I don't want to mix up
Some
the area them and cause no problem. But in that kind of area there.
Yeah.
You understand? But enough people don't know that. And he went to America and ended up in the military and all of them something. And I figure say, part of his discipline is because of being in the military.
Yeah, man. Yeah. True.
But anyway, if, for argument's sake, Sean and Shaggy have an insecurity about, because I know Jamaica have a thing to say ugly artist bad. You understand? And them man they boss, and them man they we have to cut in at them face, and them man they can do the thing, right?
Yes,
and
yes,
them
yes.
get the ratings. So if Sean and Shaggy has two face youth, light skin youth, feel like say Jamaica, now go rate them. What you think them will have over them other man there? Work ethic. Because all of them other artists there, besides might be Killer and Moses, and I know say Moses to have him where, but besides Killer and Moses, all of they no respect time, they no show respect to people, or you understand what I say?
Yeah, man, I understand what
So
you're
it's like una burn out something or una blame the wrong thing instead of accepting how that, okay, we need to pay attention to if somebody say 5 o'clock at 5 o'clock. Nobody feels like because he's a star, means say, you say 5 o'clock, you know, but can't reach at 6, 7 o'clock, man. Yeah, you office me. No, we don't office you. If I BT or MTV or any
like
corporate,
it's
gone.
This is true.
And I've heard that it reached 3 o'clock one at a time with BET, and it wasn't really any fault of, it was our fault. Because time is time. We never organize it properly in car. One man come from Long Island, one come from Queens, one man come. So by the time everybody will rally up and link up and then get to the city, the time pass. Right. So we never really planned the logistics properly. And we miss an opportunity there. But every other artist will have complain or have gripe or grouse with the facts or because Sean Browne or Shaggy Browne or whatever. I work ethic, brother. And with Spice no Browne. But she outwork everybody.
Fair assessment, that. A fair assessment. Yeah, you made mention of Killer. See? You don't really voice Killer a lot still, but I know you voice Killer. Because you voice Killer on the Juice with him. We're not talking about Juice with him fully yet still. See? With you, okay. What was it like voicing Killer them time there? And then time the Killer, you know, cross, angry and miserable.
My first interaction with Bounty Killer, remember, you know, me have a introverted type of personality. Me know that, you know, assertive, like they want to say. And me have the grass cart with him, brother. And me say, yo, I have to voice Killer upon this. Now, remember, Beenie Man has already voiced.
Right.
And this is in the time when them have problems.
Right. Oh, them, yes.
So me hear say Killer around an anchor now. Run around an anchor now. Boom, reach anchor, have me CD in a man and say, bleach pan the Killer for voice. Killer come out of the studio and Killer about 50 man around him and I said, John, no star. I forgot embarrass myself in front of them man, you know. I try get Killer attention. Killer not pay. Killer see me long time, he not pay me no mind. And when Mrs. say Killer walk out now, I say, shit, I lose the opportunity now. Killer walk past. So I move to him now, but him and the entourage I walk. I move to Killer now and I say, yo, Killer, I have a thing here, Sophie, you know. Man say, eh? I say, yeah, man. Man, I say, well, on there. I that fishy in the vice, man. If him done vice on it, me don't vice pen it. Next to him, and him just walk left me out. And we're like, what?
He say for that.
The man say for that being in the pan, him not go on it, next to him shams and just cut. I understand, like, all right, my boy. That's what we say.
So you never have no hard feelings after that?
No, sir. What? Me no have no hard feelings. I one artist may have hard feelings, so I come back to that in a second.
Okay.
But if an artist don't want to voice for me can't carry no feelings. Because as a producer,
right,
me not go voice every artist. And as a business, me have to feel like say this makes sense to me. So if an artist feel like this don't make no sense, the most me can do, like Taurus Riley for argument's sake. Me I link Taurus for voice how long. And it just not happen. They see Taurus about the players and I'd love to see him. Me not go, bro, I hear a voice, I hear a talent. When it will happen, it will happen. Me not go carry no feelings. So the only artist me kind of carry little feelings for Sean. Sean Paul.
Sean Paul?
Yeah.
Where you and Sean go up on the road?
We did do a one tour with the
One tour?
One tour we did do with T.O.K. Sean Paul, Tante Mitchell Devante and
No, I think you didn't go up on the road
it's
more
easy.
than that. So what you have up Sean for?
For not responding.
Okay. So when you was one tweet where you tweet Sean,
That was how many years ago though?
long time.
Yo, Jano. I'm glad say you see the tweet. Back in the day, you say it's a long time. Me I link Sean for voice. And him a give me no knowings. Like him have my number. So him know when me I text
Sean
him.
I get Shams in no knowings.
Yeah. So me I link him, no answer, no this, no that, and me I say, because as me say, me not gonna have you if you don't want voice.
Right.
But me I gonna feel like you're grown me, yeah.
Tell me straight up say you don't want voice to me. Tell me straight up say you don't want to do interview. I might think that, you know.
Right.
Tell me say you don't want to do
Me can't vex with you, brother.
Grown up.
Right.
I respect you for that.
Me not gonna vex with you, brother. So, me I reach out to him. Me I send him DM in Twitter. Nothing. So come me send that tweet there. Bro, as me send that tweet, them DM me back. Yo, Shams, don't make you load me up on the thing. So me I say, Sean, look how long me I reach out to you. Yo, nothing like that, man. But you notice, me never say, me did have him up. Me still have him up. Because even after that, me I reach out to him and I the same thing.
Oh, Sean just not ready for voice yet, man.
Right. I mean, I'm going to say have him up. Because I see him there in New York, you know. I mean, hear him sing and everything. Me not kind of hard feeling. Me just feel some kind of way. I say, bro. And again, the man have my number. Because Shams a link Sean. Boom, Sean, Ray. Boom, Sean, Ray. No link, no answer. Bro, when Uncle Dalton drop out, you know, Sean, yo, Shams, I'm sorry to hear that. So me I say, this brother have my number. Well, yo, I love the same way, Sean.
That's what I think about it. I just see the ready.
Me know the thing,
But
man.
just like you, so when we reach out to an artist, I prefer a man tell me say, yo, I'm not interested in an interview. I'm not ready for the interview. They ain't trying to corrupt me, brother. I'm not like that.
Yeah,
You understand what I say? Tell me you don't want to do the interview,
Right.
man. I'm good. I love seeing you, you know. Just
Right,
like
yeah.
I love seeing you, brother.
And the thing is also, me know say Sean to kind of on a different level too. Him not really, you understand?
Yes.
But again, me have to compare him to the other artists with them on a similar level with him, which is who?
Shaggy.
Alright. Bro, when me link Shaggy and say, yo, Shaggy, me have already man can voice. Him never respond the first time. Then me link him back and me say, DJ, me send you sitting, you know, hear it. Shaggy now, him is a man, him not like the texting thing. So when me text him and say, yo, you know, get ready, me call me and say, which rhythm that you talk about, Shams? Me I say, yo, me send you already, him say, you know, my DM. Say, oh, me never see it. And them say, but Shams, me can't voice for you right now. And him just tell me straight.
Up.
And me say, yo, you're good. No problem. You're good. Whenever it happen, it happen. And me and him hold some of that random conversation and then him do him done.
Me always like a straight up voice,
Yeah.
man, bro. Yeah. And as I said, Killer now, cause Killer eventually ended up voicing on Juice with him.
With TOK.
Right, so after TOK do Shake Your Bam Bam, then do Man a Bad Man. You understand? And then on that rhythm again, Vegas, Hands Up.
Hands up.
Seeing Degree, My Girl. Don't Love Bad Company. You understand? Girl, man sat bad tune. The bad tune. You understand? Anything, Cabra. Bad tune. Big rhythm that again, brother.
Yep.
So can watch it now. So you see? So we talk about the hit rhythms. Because we know Gypsy did its thing, but so we talk about Bodies, Grass Cat, Orgasm, Juice. Big rhythm now.
Yeah, man.
We'll never stop playing that
Never
space,
stop.
brother. Never.
Me
Hit
appreciate
songs
that.
with this.
Yeah, man. Alright, you know, one of the things that me appreciate the most though is like, cause sometimes because so many years has passed, and you know say, oh, you're not at now. People are looking like, oh, you're not at producer now, right. But what reminds me of the contribution is when I go places and see the song them when I produce, the artists them have to include them in them performance. With the Barbados were there with Cabra, 2 years ago with Cabra. Me not even remember say the man voice pan Juice, you know. And then me and TOK the backstage, cause him go work after TOK. And with the backstage and thing, and me hear Cabra on stage. And me hear anything. And me say, me hear take that and anything. And me say, ratted. Cabra the voice pan So and we do last year TOK and Degree there Martinique and the band play for TOK and Degree, and when Degree do bag of things and Miss Gatti and them son and me I say, well, man, them have the tune them and where the Red Rat call me and him I say, I don't know if you see my Instagram post and me do the Juice Rhythm and this and Rat. So me and Rat a reason where they up on the phone. Rat say, Shams, me not like how you left me out of your DJ juggling thing, you know. So I say, what you talk about? I say, my play can't sleep because I think about this matter.
Okay.
I say, no man, Juice. And I said, Juice? I say, when me do a YouTube mix with Juice, and I say, no, Instagram, because I do a short Instagram post. And I leave out hardcore. Rat say, Shams, that tune is the biggest tune in Europe for me. I have to do that song every time I go to Europe. So I say, oh.
Here's this thing when I always say, brother, it's a good music. can never die. You do it the right way, brother, the bright way, can never die, man. And even when it take a while to reach the years them, when they reach, you can't get it out, brother. Yeah, man. You have some classic rhythms and I can't.
Yeah, man. Brother, and you said something earlier about sometimes you do a song and it will big over there, but it's big over there. I have a song with Tioke. Nobody in Jamaica don't know the song. The song that do nothing in the Caribbean. Bro, you see the first Tioke went to Costa Rica must in 06 or 07. This is when we did have a new band with them, right?
Yeah.
Tioke go Costa Rica, them do a track show. And then them come back, then they have another booking a couple months later. And when we are rehearsed, Tioke I say, Shams, you see that song there? It name them boy there.
Okay.
The man him say, Shams, we have to put that in. I said, I say, why? You understand?
Yeah.
I said, why? The man I said, you will see. We put the song in the set and the man them say, yo, make we start the show with it. Brother, you see when the crowd introduced Tioke, man them off stage, 30,000 people in the park, and the band start play the song, the crowd hear the rhythm and say song. You see when Tioke around and say, we no want no fast sip and we 30,000 people in Costa Rica lift up. Me couldn't believe it. Cause me, in my mind, I said, nobody know that song. Yeah? Up to today, Tioke have to perform that song in Costa Rica. If you go on my Spotify profile,
the most streams,
that is the one on my number one most popular. Can I add me as an artist now, release it digitally. I add myself as an artist on it.
Okay.
And that is my number one streaming song on Spotify.
Some music, rather.
And people, exactly. And people wouldn't know them something there.
You became A&R for VP.
VP Records, yeah.
So that is separate and apart from the production work that you do with them.
Me don't really do not production work with VP because my contract, my producing contract with them has been up since 05.
Okay. Question though, what does A&R do?
A&R means artist and repertoire.
Right.
So pretty much an A&R's job is to, this is where the concept of A&R's came from. Go find talent for the label, develop said talent, create a product, release the product. That's an A&R's job.
Okay.
Pretty much.
And even before we pick up the A&R part, you also manage Melanie?
Yeah, my ex-wife.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. You look like some that just
no, is that in the cars?
Connect.
So me keep on saying the name.
Up on the rhythm them?
Yes, man.
Okay.
And I said, Melanie, manage. I don't really know an artist like that. That me I said to myself.
Yeah, you want to she now. and it's funny because me and her are good now and thing. We have a beautiful daughter, she's 22 years old. But here want to Melanie now. She's a Jamaican, born Jamaican. She can sing. One of the most beautiful voices me ever hear. But she born and grew in Jamaica and she don't like the reggae. Like, not the she no.
R&B.
She cannot relate to reggae. So if me give her a reggae rhythm, she can't write nothing for it.
Okay.
If me give her a dancer, because when she voice pan bodies, it's Dirks and an ex-brother named Dean write her song.
Okay.
And coax her through how to voice it. She grew up in a Mona uptown to the max.
R&B.
She can't talk part of to save her life.
Okay.
So she can't DJ. But she has managed to have a career in doing backing vocals because she does that. That's what she sings for Anthony B, Cocotti, Richard Spice, all the people. Up to now, she still does that.
Okay. Because me I say the name and me I say then, teach your thing need to upgrade because you
know that.
That me I say to myself, brother.
And then again now, unfortunately for her, she's one of those artists that tend to overthink and over-assess. Because she had an opportunity once. She actually did it. She did an album for a company. So there are this Japanese selector, them who have a label, Himo and Mofire, that we used to do production for very regular, and them love her voice.
Okay.
And them decide, so them do a couple singles with her, them go and write to Japan, and they wanted to do an album. And we do the album. When Melanie get the album now, she said she not promote that because that is not a proper representation of her because some of the songs them not sound good and the half key this. And I look at her like, I know where you want to be, but this is your foot in the friggin' door. Take it. just make sure say your next project is how you want it.
Right. Fair
so
enough.
this done there, you can't do this over. Let's just use this as a platform to propel. No. And then now, is not every relationship can be a working relationship. Me and our wife and husband, she not take my word for shit. Me can't say shit.
Yeah, well, yeah.
She not take my word for nothing at all. And even because Ray Alexander was my publicist at the time,
Okay.
he was very instrumental in SHAMS and TOK coming up and all these things.
Okay.
He was our publicist throughout the years. So even when Ray come check me and he talk to me about her, he will come check me and she in the studio, and then him start tell her some things. The same things what me used to say to her. And he will look at me like, so Shams, you not tell her them something? And I say, Ray, you talk to her because she not listen to me. But she just still, I mean, part of it could be insecurity or whatever. But as me say, or she feel that I am biased. So because I'm her husband, me love her voice, and she might not be as good as, I am making it out to be. But yeah, so,
Okay, I appreciate the insight this because me really and truly never really familiar with the name and them something there. So now A&R for VP, and you became responsible for curating and compiling Strictly the Best.
Yes.
I think you started in 2016.
Yes.
So you would have done from volume 53 up to volume 63, me know. You still doing that?
We haven't done STB or Reggae Gold for the past year. I think the last one was 22.
But a big something, because normally Strictly the Best and
people
Reggae
look
Gold
out for
are
them,
big
man.
something.
People look out for them.
And you have been entrusted with the responsibility of compiling and curating volume 53 to...
Come up 63, so nearly 10. Yeah, well, 10.
Well, volume 54 to 63 I know of. Yeah. A big thing that I'm part,
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that they trusted me with their products.
How are things with you and Etana?
How are things?
Are you guys on speaking terms?
No.
No?
I mean, you want to me and certain people now. You see, if she... No, we can't put it that way there. I would not see Etana and speak to her because that response wasn't necessary, in my opinion.
Okay.
Because innocent me is my bad.
She wouldn't say you're not innocent.
She did. Innocent little me now. And as me say, it's my fault. I should have checked with legal first to see if there's any ongoing issues with her. I thought that shit was all sorted out.
Okay.
And this is just me being a producer and a curator of a product. We're doing the Christmas album and I say, all right, we have them artists, I sing them song and I hear the song and I say, drummer boy, I say, yo, Etana voice would have fit that song perfectly, bro. I say, I'm going to link her. And I just send her an email. And she just take it out of proportion.
So she did not respond via email at no point in time?
No. There was no response. The response was Instagram. The screenshot and then the disrespect. And I'm saying, oh, she reached that, sir. And then I think I had replied to her for saying I didn't have any knowledge of this. And she talked about the slave master. I said, no, the slave, the whole slave. I said, what? And why I say we're not on speaking terms is, I was in Europe that same year, and me and her singer them good. And me see when her singer them and me and him a reason, and him asked me about the situation and I expressed his feelings about it. And me and him did a reason a little bit. And as soon as she come downstairs and me see her, I just say, yo, little more me G. I just walk. Because me not give her the opportunity. And yeah, me not going to do that something there.
Remember the whole watching it playing out, huh? So that's why I answer honestly. So A&R for work for some albums. When me say it, me know for it in the research it says dancehall giant for Busy Signal and Together We Stand for Richie Spice.
Together We Stand, not
But not for dancehall giant.
No, that is parts of the puzzle.
Parts of the puzzle.
Yeah, I don't know which album is dancehall giant. Maybe I don't know that album.
Oh, but I know, but some see it says something. And in the research I saw parts of the puzzle, but me I said it's two. Me I got ask and ask me. So you see, that's why we do these things to clear up these things. And it said, so what is your job description around parts of the puzzle and Together We Stand?
All right. So both albums kind of came in the same way, which is usually 85 to 90% complete, meaning whatever arrangement the label has with the producer or the artist, they deliver the product already finished.
Okay.
Some albums aren't like that, because I know Neil does like Romeo and Virgo and Chris Martin, which is usually them start from scratch.
Oh, okay.
Where, you know, them have to say who we're working with as producer and this and that. But some of the deals them is like, it come in already 85% done in their mind. So I get the product now, I may have to listen to it, if them submit 20 songs, we listen to the 20 songs and say, all right, them are no good, we'll keep 15 or 14. But the artist have to agree to, you know.
Okay.
Because I can't just dash for the
So
song,
right.
yeah. So I say, I feel like I this at it, and then I say, all right, yeah. And then we listen to it and say, all right, this one fix up, this one change up, we need to do this one, that and that and this. I make this man, I mix that song there, because I like how the mix sound. So that is pretty much how both parts of the puzzle and Together We Stand came together.
There's some important work on some part, brother.
Yeah, man, that part of the thing, man.
You're vetting the music,
That
sir.
part of the thing, man. And even though where I work on, I'm working on As a Lineage is upcoming album.
Bad artist.
Bad artist,
as me tell you, me feel about her on camera and off camera. I'm a baby mother.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So and it's the same kind of process. But a King, Jam is a produce the album.
King
Yeah.
is our
So me and King are, you know, go
okay.
about getting the thing together.
Really talented young lady, man. And as I said off camera, I really appreciate the fact that, you know, she's making some headways, because a lot of time we have talented artists and them probably not end up in the right environment or get the right team. So it's good to see that her talent is being recognized and steps are being made for kind of bring her to the masses.
And Sugar is another one too. Because I might project that too.
Cool.
Because we do album with Sugar too this year. I might project that too. So me and Jeremy now. So me and Donovan Jeremy, because I'm manager now. So same process like Jam is.
And as I said, Donovan Jeremy. You see? No, man, I don't know what I think about. You mix the second batch of everyone fall in love.
You know, say, when I say Germany, I go and you go there, so I say, oh, I never mention it. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And Richard Stevens and a couple of that tune them. Yeah.
You have been on the road now with some, based on, you know, what we gather doing the research. We mentioned Sean Paul already. Have been on the road with Shaggy. I think you'd ever play a Shaggy bass player at some point in time?
I did one show with them. Yeah.
In Jamaica?
No, man. Turks and Caicos.
Okay. You have been on the road with Anthony B?
Yeah, man. I did a tour at, how long was that tour? from December to February.
This December?
No, 2014.
Oh. I've been trying to find
long-ratted tour.
the bad artists.
Rate Anthony B, you know, but that tour there was
long.
Yeah, man.
And
no, ear why that tour they did hard now. Not hard, challenging. Because obviously we're there, so we pull through, right?
Yeah, man. Thank God.
that tour they did challenging because of the first in my life me ever do a tour like that. And if anybody understands how America set up, the geography of America, picture this, bro. First of all, we in our, you know, dollar van, the cargo tour,
Right.
Ford type. That's how we are touring now.
Oh, not the big bus there.
No, night, no sleeper. No, that one named budget tour.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So we have DJ, and him have a opening artist, another DJ, another artist, and then you have the band. So me, Jummy was Yellow, Keezy was Rev, Gitsy, Duke, Sir Duke, big up yourself, 4-piece band, another crew that. 4 band members, 2 artists, and we in the vehicle. So we left Jamaica December 23rd. No, the day after Christmas, Boxing Day. Fly go Florida. Pick up the van at Florida. Picture the US map in your brain, brother. Fly go Florida. Drive go Dallas. Do the first show at Dallas. Then from there, so now West Coast.
Oh, Cali side.
Cali side. We do a couple shows. Go all the way up Seattle. Right? And then we went up on Nebraska, Colorado. And we got through. And the last show, on the 22nd of February, was in Rhode Island.
Okay.
So we got Connecticut, Rhode Island. And then after the Rhode Island show, we drive 22 hours back to Florida Airport. Brother, that tour there. I mean, again, all right. And like I said earlier, you know, what made it all make sense for me, besides the little money,
Right.
me get to go up on stage every night and just play.
Play.
That
kept you sane.
kept me sane, bro. And again, me always have to give thanks for the fact that somehow in a life, I always end up in a situation around musicians that function similar to me. Because upon that tour, we share room. Usually, as me say, budget tour. And me and Duke share room.
Right.
And Duke just super cool. I don't know if you know Duke, him play guitar for Heritage at one point.
Okay.
Him play for enough
Not
bands.
familiar with him.
I think him did a band named Warrior Band or Warrior Lover or something like that.
Warrior Love. Oh, okay.
I'm not so sure, but Duke. But as I say, film personality was super cool. And Yellow, the drummer, cool, and Rev, the keys, Steve Maxwell, super cool. Nobody don't have that overly ego vibe or, you know?
Yes, yes.
And as much as me hear people talk bad about Anthony B, him having personality,
I wonder we have that.
but
Shams.
him see me never experience the side of him when me hear people talk about, put it that
We
way.
don't know if you ask him about the tour there. Hopefully one day.
Yeah, man.
You'd have been on the road with Gypsy as well. Egyptian.
No,
No?
what I did, how Egyptian get mentioned in them article there is, I play on Sting 1 year for GP,
Okay.
and so while in New York now, I have a band that work on Jerkfest. So Jerkfest is usually produced by VP,
Yeah.
Grace and VP. So it's Grace and VP thing, and my band
Yeah, Kings?
back the
Jamrock All Star.
Jamrock Stars.
Ah, Stars, not
Yeah.
All Star. Okay.
Jamrock Stars, right.
Yeah.
The band now, and the reason we call it Jamrock Stars is because of who the band members are.
Well, I'm on my yard, man.
All of the man in my yard, man, hence the Jamrock. And the Stars, them know me in the band, my brother in the band,
Robert.
Troy,
Oh, that the Red Rat brother.
because he live in New York too.
Right.
And then we keyboard player now, a carbon.
Okay.
Dwayne Carbon.
Okay, Dwayne. Mm-hmm.
So I band that. So the whole way a star.
Which is true, which is true.
So we play, so Egyptian was that the first year we play for Jerkfest, we play for Egyptian.
Okay. You've been on the road with IKEA? Or
Same show.
Same sit- okay. Well, I spoke about some of the credits. We wanted to, because that was a massive B. Right? And also show off rhythm with TJ. We spoke about that. You played on at least 5 of the tracks on Queen Africa's 2017 album titled Climb.
Yeah.
And
That
that way you play bass or keyboard?
bass.
Bass, okay.
But that situation wasn't, I was unknowingly working on the project. Because a brethren of mine named Rick, where he used to call me for play bass line. Sometimes Rick just said, "Shams, I have 3 bass lines for you to play." And him call me, I'm going to the studio and I play. So I don't know what the final product is.
Okay.
So when I hear the album now at the last, I say, hold on there. Now Rick sang there, and when I check the credits,
Okay,
he says Rick
okay.
produced it, and yeah. So it's more of an unknowing production.
Unknowing thing. I saw something about the Courtney John project. What's that about?
Yeah, so the Courtney John project now, everybody know who Courtney John
Right,
is.
right,
As
right.
Yogi Courtney John.
Okay.
He had a project, I would call it. So outside of him being Yogi, him did start a new vibe. Him did call it, oh my gosh, what him call it again? Anyway, it's a cross between dubstep and electronic and reggae and
EDM, I think, mix up in
yeah, and he had Barry's daughter, Wiz. She was doing most of the production. So the production was really she and Courtney John. So it have a kind of very eccentric type of weirdish kind of vibe. But again, them time they, you know, and he was interested in Melanie in terms of, because she sang, and she did a song for him that actually got featured in one of MTV's reality shows.
Okay.
Because him well connected, him have a link in Canada, and I don't know if you know see me post it sometimes, which is the Nelly Furtado dancehall remix.
Right.
He was the one that got that done.
Okay.
Because I think his manager is also Nelly's manager, so him always a pitch, you know, production and stuff. So when so that's why I ended up doing that remix. So Courtney John now, Rootstronic, that is what he called it, termed it. Same as the Rootstronic project. And so that was the last tour I actually did, because the Anthony B was in the December to February, and Courtney John's tour was July, I believe.
Okay.
So Yeah, so he did his album and then he wanted to tour and he wanted to put a band together and I was it. And again, me end up in a band with people just cool because me and the drummer for that tour share room and it was Lando who played drum for Livewire.
Okay.
Yeah, and Lando's super cool. You know, yeah, tour the kind of never turned out how we expected it to be, like a lot of tours, but it is what it is.
Yeah, you have added to your list of skills and talent. DJing, you started to do some. And you have a radio show of sorts as well? Or it's just a YouTube channel that you do the mixes?
There's a radio show on Reggae King Radio, but I haven't done it in 2 years now.
Okay.
But yeah, I used to do a radio show every Monday.
Yeah, and you actually take gigs as a DJ?
I don't want to tell a lie. I want to take gigs, but I haven't been booked officially.
Okay, okay.
And I know why still. It's because I'm not consistent with the YouTube thing. Somebody had reached out to me for a wedding, but then reached out back to her. She never bother want a DJ.
Okay.
But I did a couple of gigs. There's this park, this theme park in Brooklyn, that on Saturday and Sunday, them have a DJ come through and play pop music because it kind of livened up the place. So I was doing that in 22, 23, over the summer.
So man, everywhere in the music, you there, brother?
Yeah, but I want to tell you, it's funny because I tell myself, say, let me just buy the DJ equipment now. Because from me, I do Orgasm and them rhythm there. Me want DJ.
You want to do the mixing
me buy my turntable and them thing there from them time they have it at Jamaica and just never do it.
Okay.
And since me come now and chew it a little bit more affordable for just get use your laptop with a little console instead of buy a turntable and record, like, yeah, MP3 laptop, yeah man, I'm good. And then even though when TOK have track shows, me and me DJ. Yeah.
Oh, cool man.
So it work out.
Why? Anyway, it thing in music, brother. See, so we start out as bass player, audio engineer, producer, artist manager, band manager, disc jock, everywhere, A&R. Music really in your blood, brother. Right?
Yeah, we just have to
and you said the
them.
part of the music that you enjoy the most, I said it's still surprising to me, is playing bass.
Stand up on a stage and play bass in front of people.
You love that?
If I even 3 people out there and they might enjoy the music.
You love that?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Looking at the journey so far, Richard, yeah, what has been the most fulfilling aspect of it so far? When you look at it, you say, yes, I'm born in a music family, but I would have created that for myself, and my children can look at that and say, yeah, Daddy did something.
Yeah, that is a hard question right now because I feel like I still try to find
what you
something.
do already, me I talk about, man.
Me know.
You still have things to do, Richie,
Me
man.
know, all right. And you see, this goes back to me what I said earlier now in terms of sometimes because me not know, me not realize the impact what me already have.
Because I don't know why you would do that. Cause some man get one good rhythm, brother. Brother, we said bodies, grass cat, zine, juice, orgasm, intercourse, gypsy. And we can go on and on. Come on, man.
You're absolutely right, man. You're right.
Plus the work, the compile, even just that. Some man they're satisfied with that as them contribution of the music. If you compile best of the best and reggae goal for so much years, brother. Can you get there, then me happy.
Right.
So, me know why, me know you're a humble brother, you know, but me know why you look upon what you do so far, brother, and feel like a joke. Cause some man produce one song in their business and them are them head, them are this. Nah, bro, I do that, man. Yeah,
You're right, man.
So, fine enough, answer your question, you know.
No, me
but
just answer.
More say, your name out there, brother. Yeah, in our history book, sir. Yeah.
My name out there.
Yeah, what? Your name out there. Shams, man, what you mean, man?
You're right, man. You're right.
So, as me say, up to this point, what is that thing? Give you a sense of, you know, appreciation, a sense of gratitude for no say yes. May I continue the legacy of, you know, my old man and my uncle them.
Well, me can say, looking at it from a perspective of my daughter, she can look and say, my father, they doing a couple of awards for Producer of the Year.
Oh, yeah? I never know that.
Yeah, man. Me get producer there for Orgasm.
Okay.
Three awards: Reggae Soca Music Award, Star Award, and Jam, the one at Jamaica, Jam Pro.
Okay.
So I have contributed and been, what is the word? I cannot find the word right now. Recognized by my peers as somebody who
is talented.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That is it, man.
Yeah. So my dad, I can say, yeah, my daddy did do that. And I know say my father too can still say, yo, Richard do him thing. And surprisingly, because a lot of people feel like I only engineer for myself or mix songs for myself. Last year I get a Jerry Award for my contribution as a mixing engineer and recording engineer for the years of my career.
See that?
Because I do that too. You know. Because even some of TJ song them not TJ, Daseka. Some of TJ song them I mix too, but like Daseka song them I mix tune for Daseka like before Dexter Boss. Some of my earlier song them I used to mix them for Daseka them. So
a whole heap of contribution you have to your thing, man. And say that now, when you assess it, what are the things that you still hope to add to the legacy of Richard Shams Browne before it's all said and done?
I still gonna get a Grammy.
Yeah.
That's a one. And two, I'm aiming to be in a position where I can work when I choose to and not because I have to.
A good position that is.
So that's somewhere I head right now at my
You just want one song with one somebody run on one part, man. Probably a song with Sean.
That's a one
Who
song.
knows?
Who knows?
Below their ways, man.
Yeah, man.
Below their ways.
Yeah, man.
But like that. Yeah, but sit down and assess your journey and think, say, yo, Jano, should I approach that differently or I shouldn't do something that way there?
All right. You see. So the first time I come out and say this publicly now.
Yeah.
Because me and my brother talk about this all the time. I feel like my approach to life is the way that it is because of where we grew up in life. Now remember, and uptown,
A lower part of uptown.
A lower part of uptown, but we got what we needed.
Right.
So we never in a deprived state. Because we know enough youth or a lot of producers or artists, for them motivation is them know where hungry is, them know where broke is, and them not go back this and them want to move mama out of this and mama out of that. So that is their driven motivation. Me now, and I guess this too, because of how we hear that they do everything for the music. Me never hear that they say I do this for money yet.
The music.
The music. So we grew up with that something that say, the music me love and the music. The money is a good addition, but I really just I do it for the music. Had I thought about it differently from before, more than a different position now. If me did I focus on the money and I hustle and I say, yeah man, money. But it's like, back then it's like, I did love for the music.
Understand. How are things you're publishing and royalties around the works that you have done though? Everything real up there, sir?
Yeah, man, everything in order, man.
Okay.
Everything is
like
in
that.
order.
But I like the confidence of which you say that,
Yeah, man.
sir.
I want to tell you.
Too many people who are if and but when you come here on a buck shuffle.
Let me tell you what was my wake-up call. When me have Gypsy and Badis and them sitting there, my father tell me, say, you ever sign up with JCap? I say, JCap foolish, you see I talk about, man. I say, yo, me not have no time for them. So, like, me just tell him that, but it's like, me not have no time for do them something there. Yeah. Me I do this. Because, and me and Uncle Danny talk about this. We don't like admin stuff. As a creative, me don't like nothing administrative at all. That's why I say when they go back with TOK, I just play and I cock up my foot. Me good. Me not have to think about paperwork, business. Me not like them something there. So when Daddy I say, you sign up with JCap, and then JCap I call, me go around them until until the inevitable happen. Broke pocket reach and I start say, well, me can get some money from. Oh yeah, me if you sign up for that JCap thing there, me sign up for it now. Sign up for JCap now. And say, Alright, something else start coming, start register the song them now. When me I register, I say, so what is the retroactive on this thing? Bro, that time period they gone. And then when me hear, she shouldn't have said this to me, but she mentioned to me, you know, we just pay a particular producer X amount of money last payout. And when me hear the amount of money the man get,
Hurt your feelings.
hurt. Me happy for him, but
No,
me
but
I
you
say,
happy for you,
but me I say,
yourself. She didn't listen to daddy, man.
why me never listen to that? Bro, that different conversation would I have. Because me miss, them retroactive was like 7 years.
Right.
So me couldn't collect nothing. So me couldn't collect nothing from Gypsy Bodies in the area and Orgasm in the area. Me couldn't collect nothing from them.
Oh.
So me lose out.
Listen to your old man, man.
So from that,
Message.
me say, you know what, ask at BMI, everybody wanna there. Ready? Ready, that now I'm to me again,
Yes.
man.
Is there anybody who you never did get to work with as a producer that, you know, you think that you couldn't do something special, but it just not happen?
No, you know.
No.
No, I can't think of anybody like that now.
Yeah. Which of the projects gave you the greatest joy to work at? When you did work on it, you was just in a different place. Just everything just have flowed nice, everything just different.
TOK first album.
Okay, first album.
My Crew, My Dogs. And if you notice that album had it have a bunch of singles on it that were out. So me I talk like Shake Your Bam Bam and them song, and them song me I talk the exclusive album song.
Okay.
Which one of them is Mona Lisa where them did
Mona
radio.
Lisa, right. Then do that song them million times.
And then the one we have with Shabba on it. And as me say, sometimes things just flow, bro. Me have the idea to do the combo with Shabba. And me I look over the rhythm and me just call Bobby and say, Bobby Digital. And say, Bobby, you have a Shabba song where we don't know so no pet no so no powder. And I say, yeah, me I do it with TOK them for them album. Send me that capella. I say, yeah man. Nothing. Bobby just send me that capella, me do the song, and VP and Bobby don't have a relationship. So the clearance would have be in. Yeah. 1, 2, boom.
Yeah.
That song there, I sang them Saturday and I sang them Punani all day.
Yeah, good song.
When me I work on the album and we do them song there, is just you're there studio and at night and you work on the song them full of vibes and yeah man, that project then.
Yeah, there's one question I can't leave and ask you though. Do you feel that or ever think about the fact that you probably handled the TOK situation or you could have handled it differently or you should have handled it differently from how you did?
The one regret regarding two main regrets in that scenario is number one, we should have had an agreement in place because if we had an agreement then the separation wouldn't have happened how it happened.
Okay.
It would have to be a legal situation. Them couldn't just come and say, hey, this not gonna happen, you know. So the agreement that should have been in place. Me handling it differently in retrospect now is not talking about it.
Okay.
Me shouldn't say nothing to no media about it. I should not have. People would have hear, but not from
because you
me
did there was a
it.
press release.
There was a press release
from your camp.
Right.
I read it, man.
Yeah. Ray. And again, I can't blame Ray at the film job as a PR person.
Right.
And then you know how it goes. Somebody in them feelings I go on lash out. So me they're just in my feelings and I talk me things them and not realizing say, yo, nobody no need to know
I
this.
wish I just hold it, man. But you know, separated and apart from that, I'm glad to know say, you know, the man them, you and the man them good and
Yeah,
you know
man.
what I mean, everything balancing. But I think maybe that partnership would have yielded some more greatness if it was not broken, probably prematurely still. Yeah, that's just my view upon the thing still. Yeah, man. But brother, you are going, because we can sing us and talk music all day.
Well, dear.
See? But what I want to say before I leave is that one, you know, in terms of continuity and heritage in the music, it is great to see that you would have come along, see the greatness of your father and your uncles, and decide for, you know, chart your one part and achieve your own greatness, brother. See, and as me I say, you would have done so, far more than some man with claim greatness around here, and you're still humble, and you know your humility, you see it, you feel it. Zane, but you do it, brother, man. You do the thing, man.
Appreciate that, fam.
In no uncertain terms, man. And for the people them out there who want to get in touch with Shams, Zane, for whether production work, whether DJ work,
Mixing,
work,
mastering.
how they find you?
And find me on, all of them are the same thing. Shams the Producer. That's it. Instagram is Shams the Producer. TikTok, Shams the Producer.
There's also
YouTube.
a website, can I come across that?
There's a website,
Right.
shamstheproducer.com. That is it. And you can find my discography there. You can find a bunch of things up on my website.
And a lot of your work
Yeah.
are on the digital play stores, platforms.
Yes,
Yeah,
man. Spotify, Shams the Producer. Yeah, man. Everywhere, man.
Yeah.
You see, we learn the thing, you know.
I
We
realize
have to,
that.
and some have to say this. Being at VP, like that part of my life did have to happen. Because when I realized with migrating and then working at a record label, remember, I don't like admin stuff at all. But being in this position at VP has opened my mind to the other side of the business. Because remember, you know, with the SR producer of the music, we think about it from our perspective.
Then I'll see for the next side.
Working now as the business where get the product, market and put out. I learned so much being at a record label.
People don't like that some places still around.
I know. VP, no, it's a reality. VP have a bad
And
name.
it's not just VP, you know, it's
Record labels.
in general. But VP have a bad rap out in the
I
street.
know this, and guess, and I have to say this. The problem I have with that is the people them who bash the label,
Yeah.
them not tell people when them collect the check them, and that is the problem with me have.
But
Because-
say them check them, brother. So why many if you advertise that? Just
Yeah.
playing devil's advocate.
Because don't say you do your check, you get a big check and still talk about, yo, them boy they rob me, no, me not get my money. No, tell me say you get your money,
the
no.
money, okay.
Stop making it so I can still get robbed them. You understand me? I said, that is my growth. Don't make people feel like, say, the label them do this and do that. When you collect your money same way, you get your publishing, you get your royalties. Tell people, say, you get your things.
VP experience kind of, you say, open up your
Yeah, man, my meds to
a lot of different things.
different side of the business and an appreciation for the business of music because it's not easy. And me hear somebody say, I've heard it, me used to say, it's more like a lot of tickets. Somebody say, well, there's a crapshoot. Music is really a freaking crapshoot, you know. Because you don't know where that one song that will come from. And think about it, a lot of people bashing labels. And at the end of the day, if a label take up 500,000, and this is why I may have the problem with the artists them more so that have the issues with labels. A label is there to spend their money to market and promote you, the artist. The label is taking the risk.
Right.
So if the label send $500,000 upon you and it tank, you not lose no money.
Which is true.
The label lose.
Yeah.
Would you, because me know enough artists will not do this, would you take a 500,000 and spend upon yourself as an artist? No, enough of them not do it. Yeah. And that's why I rate Spice. She invests in herself.
But I think one of the issues with the VP thing is that artists where them thing not tank and they don't feel like they're getting their just rewards based on their assessment and whatever. So
but you hear how you say it? Because again, you just say based on their assessment.
Right, they couldn't be for nobody else, for them.
So that's where the problem lies. Because another thing, you know, you get a contract to sign.
Right.
Why make you not read it? Why you waive the right to pay a lawyer out of the money the way I get?
Yeah, and I read it.
Make a lawyer read the contract,
Yes,
pay the lawyer the $2,000
right.
where you might lose out of the contract to make sure
say lose it.
But I saw them think.
No man, you got to pay money for money go where money there, brother.
Yeah, but I saw them think. If them get a 10 grand for argument's sake, a 10 grand deal, if you go pay $2,000 to one lawyer, no, me not do that.
But
you understand what I say?
So, that's exactly
right.
what I say.
So it's like
that's I guess you see the album that label artists divide will probably never be bridged. So it's just all the artists will say work for them and some I just say things about.
And you see you get me started in a sense now because me been having a problem with this for a little minute. Not the label artist thing. 'Cause I get why the labels function how them function.
Right.
Again, it go back to the risk and the expense. But this thing now, 'cause this is what they turned me off of the business right before I migrate, which is the artists that tell me say them want, not tell me, well, some of them want own masters. Like, a lot of the artists that we talk about own masters, them are follow with the American artists, they must say, are not understanding the concept of owning your master and what that comes with and why you would want to be the owner of the master. The label own the master because they must spend $100,000, $500,000 and you get a royalty rate based on whoever calculated this shit from 70 years ago that created the system, because I really them a follow a system where I come from X amount of years ago. So that's why the royalty rate is what it is in the agreement.
But shouldn't that have been adjusted to meet modern times?
I 100% agree. Some labels, including VP, have adjusted.
Okay.
You understand? Because it isn't what it was. Right. So, but, and again, like most labels, if you are a new artist that just have a career, you can't expect the same royalty rate like a Sean Paul or a Shaggy
That
too.
is true.
So that is the other
That is true.
part of it too.
That is true. Here we go on. We need to have a label artist conversation separately.
No, that is the thing.
Because a lot of, and people in me regular, but me no know. I learn too. So I think there needs to be some more education
That's what I was just going to
out
say.
there in the space, because a lot of things has been said and because VP now come out and say things, you know, VP always get, because based on what some man tell me, then me only really want to do business with VP, to be honest with you, based on some of the things I hear. So I think it is important for, probably in the future, we can sit down and have that discussion, so at least can edify some people. But
Yeah, man,
as it
100%.
relates to you and what you have done, brother, Zane, greatness, man. You understand? You probably don't want to accept it, but may I put it out there? You understand?
May I accept it, man.
Richard
Give
Shams
thanks.
Browne, when you were operating, and you were operating in the time when Dave was operating, Steely and Clevie them was still
Tony.
operating, some great Bobby Digital them was operating,
Tony
and
too.
Tony Kelly was operating.
Even Slide them did have
Slide them
something
did
like that.
operate,
Yeah.
and you would have, sir, scored some of the biggest rhythms in that time. And a boy, I heard that, brother.
Give
Make
thanks,
up
man.
yourself and go and do the thing, man. And all the desires we have musically, bro, I hope those things become a reality. And we still need for all the VP conversation, because a lot of misconceptions and ignorance is out there to the thing.
100%.
So we can always sit down and
Yeah,
because that's important. You
Yeah,
understand?
man,
That's
we can,
important,
can bring in Mother A&R to put it, Neil.
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 Chris, yeah, I said.
No,
Okay, Neil.
Neil, man.
All right, well, bro, give thanks to the reason. You know, we appreciate this and appreciate you taking the time out despite the schedule kind of so tight.
Yeah.
For kind of, you know what I mean, facilitate the reason, man, in a real life. Go and do the thing. And we appreciate the man's contribution to the music, bro. You understand? And no matter what them say, your name stamp in our history.
Out there.
Put the notice board, man.
Out there.
Put the notice board. Look up
Give
yourself, my
thanks,
bro,
give
man.
thanks,
Ah,
give
that
thanks.
every time, man. Bless it.
Bless it.
Bless it.